coming.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to this 2020 Elevate Wealth SFL Seniors Grand Final between Cygnet and Huonville, live from North Hobart Oval. My name is Tubes Taylor and I am very excited for this competition. I'm joined in the commentary box by my good mate, Aaron Peach Roberts, as we see the boys from Cygnet come out through the banner.
Yeah, I think they've got a little title on there about all the people that couldn't make the grand final due to a crowd of only 1,000 people in the venue. It's caused a lot of controversy, Tubes Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
But I can tell you what, it would have caused more of that increased crowd, because there's 4 comps that already played a grand final and they didn't get an increase. So they would have been pretty annoyed, I reckon, if they had met up at a president's function at the end of the season.
Always,
but here they come.
Always sitting on the fence, aren't you, Peach Roberts, as they are led out by their captain, Adam Duggan. The big dour defender.
How many kids has Bluey dragged out there? He's got one on his shoulder.
Why not? And there's Teresa Donoghue. She's one of the legends of Cygnet, waving her port flag.
Wasn't it a great article in the paper during the week? That was so good.
So terrific. She will be more pumped than anyone if the Cygnet boys can get the job done here at North Hobart today. Of course, the Southern Storm running out victors in the Colts. The Dodgers Ferry Sharks were the winners today. There's Deadrock with a fresh little piece of haircut work. I don't mind that from Livingston. And Thor Boscott's going to be out there. Jordan Lane's got a bit of a mullet. I'll tell you what, they've had a fresh little mullet shave off down there at Cygnet.
I'll tell you what, one of the hairdressers on the main road there at Huon, Cygnet, must have been working her socks. I think that's actually two hairdressers in Huonville. Maybe they headed in just for a sneaky haircut in the opposition's hometown. And snuck out with a new do.
Of course, down on the boundary, we've got our other good mate, Andrew, the Silver Fox Hopwood. Hoppy, you down there?
Oh, I'm down here. It's slightly inclement, but the conditions, it's fantastic. The feeling in the crowd, of course, at the northern end there, you've got all the Huonville supporters and the adoring Cygnet crowd down in the Horry Gorringe stand. It is palpable down here, fellas, this grand final. The silver hairs in the back of my neck are starting to stand up on their end.
Hoppy, a little bit wet underfoot, though.
Yeah, a little bit, but of course the drainage here is fantastic, Tubes. They did a lot of work here at the hallowed turf, the home of football. There's about a metre of subsurface of sand, so it's draining very, very quickly. There's no doubt about that.
Well, is that Hoppy under the umbrella there? You've got an umbrella, Hoppy?
He's got an umbrella.
Yeah, just look for the old man, the silver hair and the bow legs. That's me.
There he is, Hoppy. You're on screen, mate. It's great to see you. Just giving us a big smile there under the umbrella. Of course, the Huonville Footy Club, very proud and strong footy club down there. They had their women's side in the grand final last night, their reserves this afternoon, and they are coming up in the seniors. It'll be great to see them get a flag as well. The first time that they've been in a grand final since last year, of course, Peach. 3 in a row
Yeah.
they've had on the end of losing grand finals for 2 of those. Hopefully a win today.
We've got to remember Huonville Lions, a merged entity with Franklin and they were the Bulldogs, the Huonville, many years ago, and that's hence their merged strip. And Cygnet, who have been a massive rival in the old Huon Cygnet, the old Huon League, and the Huon Cygnet, or the Channel Huon League, played in a grand final again 79, I think it was, these last 2 times these teams played, although Franklin did exist then. It's been a while, and there you go. There's some intense face.
Oh,
Cato,
yeah.
He looks intense.
He's pumped up the coach.
Look at Doug, and his eyes are about to pop out of his head.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And how about the haircut there on Merrill? That's pretty good. Don't mind it.
Well, if that doesn't get you motivated and engaged and ready for action in a grand final, nothing will. The photo, all part of the process. We'll have the national anthem, but I touched on it last week, Tubes, in the prelim final, how for about a decade Huon footy looked a little glum. No Channel team who went to the old Scholars and they moved. Commandy folded, and they were such a strong club, Commandy winning many premierships, and particularly in the old regional competition and the competition prior to that. Huonville drifted towards the bottom. Cygnet were at their lowest ebb for a period of time. We're down towards the bottom, but both the teams were back. The battle of the Valley.
So before we get on to this grand final, I caught up with both coaches from both of these footy sides a little earlier, Peach, and we're going to catch up with them now, a little bit earlier in the day. Right here with Tim Lamprell, the coach of the Huonville Lions. Mate, congratulations on making your 3rd grand final in a row.
Thank you very much. Yeah, hopefully, one more step to go.
A little bit of rain today. How's that affect your coaching plans?
I don't think it affects too much. I don't think it's going to be a lot, so we'll still stick to our plan and try and execute that the best we can.
A huge year for the Huonville Lions regardless, mate, to have your women's side in the grand final, your reserves, your senior side, of course, and the Colts to push them too. That's a huge achievement for the Huonville Lions.
Yeah, there's been a massive amount of work done over the last 5 or 6 years, really, to get where we are now, and that's more so off the field, to have a community club where people want to come and play footy at junior level, Colts, women's, and now senior level as well, so it's a credit to the whole footy club.
What sort of work are you putting into the Cygnet Footy Club?
Oh, look, they're a quality side. They've got some big boys up front that do some damage. They've got a quality on-ball brigade, and I think just we can stretch them with our ball movement, hopefully, and get it out and into the open spaces and run and carry.
Cam Johns stiffens you up through the half-back line, mate. He was fantastic last week.
Yeah, he's obviously a quality player, and just he sets us up really well back there, and he's the sort of general down there to get us where we need to be.
And there's one change this week. Parker comes back into the side at the expense of Elliott, but luckily for Elliott, he goes back into a reserves grand final. What does Parker bring to the side?
Oh, he just gives us so many versatile options. He can play forward through the wings or go down back as well. So we've got plenty of options with him, and he's quick and good overhead, and he plays that sort of defensive wing role really well as well.
Well, Billy, all the best today.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah, here we go. Joined by the coach of the Cygnet Footy Club, Ben Cato. Mate, congratulations on making a grand final. Huge for your footy club. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. I reckon I've been more nervous during the week than today. Today just went and watched the young boys in the last quarter there get over the line. They probably tried everything to lose that maybe, but congratulations to them for doing that. But yeah, no, it's all feeling good. And
your side's pretty strong coming into the grand final against the Huonville Lions side, who are pretty strong too.
Yeah, I think both sides will be fairly full strength. We brought one back in that's been out for a couple of weeks, Jack Tammons, and yeah, we're pretty full strength from there.
Mate, what does it mean for your footy club to be in the grand final today?
A lot. It's been 15 years. We've probably got too many congratulations, I reckon, beforehand. We really want to win this first, and it'll be a massive day down at the footy club.
So you say that Tammons comes back in. He comes at the expense of who from that second semi?
Young Brad McDermott. He came in. He actually only played his first game, I think, the week before the finals. He's been solid for us, but yeah.
Well, if the Silver Fox's silver hairs weren't standing up on the back of his neck before, they certainly are now.
Oh, they certainly are, and the enthusiasm in the players as soon as that finish, fellas. I don't know if you can feel it up in the Peter Sharp Tower, but down at ground level, it is an enormous feeling.
Well, there's only 1,000 people here, unfortunately, due to the COVID restrictions, but it feels like a few more out there, Peach, and the crowd is pretty loud and boisterous nonetheless.
They'll make some noise. They've got to do that to keep warm, I would have thought, but it's been a big build-up, and all the people that have got tickets have probably well deserved it. They're people that are involved strongly with the club, so they're the really passionate ones, the family members of the players, so probably not of general community people. So the people that are here, Tubes, absolutely live and breathe the two football clubs that are out there. There's also a stack of young Port players that won the grand final, the Colts early that are here, so they'll provide some noise. There's a heap of Huonville girls here as well. There won't be any short of noise out there. Must
mention the number 9 out there in the water girls yellow jersey, or orange jersey if you like. That's Hallie Bone. She tells me every time that she's the best water girl in the SFL, so shout out to you, Hallie.
Is there any recruitment avenue for her to be water carrier in the AFL?
I just think she loves being a part of the Cygnet Footy Club. I've heard she's down at training every Tuesday, Thursday.
Well, she carried drinks at the Colts game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, she loves it. So McIndoe and Duggan will toss the coin, and you can see Big Mickey Paul rallying his charges in there for Huonville. One of the premier forwards, players, if you like, of the SFL competition, Pete.
So, Tubes, they got the start last time, Huonville, in the prelim, in the first final, in the second semi. Now, do you expect the same, or will Cygnet maybe just go a little defensive early to prevent that run Huonville they love getting the ball out of the middle, and it's similarish conditions too, isn't it?
Absolutely, very similar conditions. Probably a little bit more rain today than there was in that second semi down at Huonville. And Peach, that was the best game of footy I've seen in about a decade. And I think maybe the atmosphere was huge down there, but it was just a really tantalising contest between these two sides, and I'm so excited to see it again, hopefully here today. Huonville, I think, potentially going as favourites just. Hoppy, your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I'm just slightly, but be careful because I'm a bit close to the Huonville side, but I'm tipping Cygnet today. Just the passion and the look in their eye. I think there's just something about them today.
And for you, Peach?
I want to say both. We're going to have a tie. David Manchan will get the bylaws out. He will be nervous all day. 5 minutes each way, I think it is. No, I tipped Huonville at the start of the year. I changed my mind 6 weeks ago to Cygnet. I'm going to change back to Huonville.
Right.
And that's because I've got no idea. It's such a tight game, and that's probably a good thing. But so many good matchups. We've got the best defence in community football in Tasmania. Can I say that? Because I've seen all the comps.
Yep.
And that is led by Johns down the back for Huonville. And then you've got one of the most engaging midfields in Cygnet in the middle of the ground.
So Nick Merritt-Smith will hold the ball aloft, and we're away in the 2020 Elevate Wealth SFL Grand Final. Out it comes for Douglas. He gets wrapped up in a quick tackle. Now smooth moving by Vincent. McIndoe gets his kick forward, and it's wrapped up here by Doreen. And I need to make sure I call him Doreen as that kick goes out wide. Schenk, though, out into the pocket, now in front of that man in Joey Doreen, and there he is on screen, Johns. And the victorious Sharks from the reserves are already into the tins. Boundary throw in here at centre wing, right in front of the George Miller stand. Lane wins it down in front of Ward. Boscott burrows in, got his kick away, nice tackle. Ward now goes back towards a teammate in Vincent. Vincent gets wrapped up in a big tackle, and Boscott challenges him. Now there's umpires called a free kick. Boscott just getting thrown off the footy here. We like that from Boscott early.
But he was really engaged. But he nearly gave away. He gave away a free kick, and you've got to say, great. The energy's great from Bostock, but overzealous. That's just too overzealous. You've got to keep yourself calm in a grand final.
Well, the umpire says to move it on and clear the ball. As the ball comes back here, it'll be a free kick going to Alex Vincent. He'll have to jump the fence and get it from Ryde Street.
Drama early.
I know.
You know what? If Boscott had got him, he could have turned him around and actually caused one of those nasty tackles that we've heard about.
Yeah, Vincent goes short. McIndoe can't quite. Vincent with pace, collects the footy and kicks it forward. Now a chance through the middle of the oval. Quick kick forward by Cygnet. Going back with a flight, Livingston. Duggan's there. Quick kick off the ground by Golding. There's a free kick for a hold. It'll be a free kick going the way of Golding.
So frenetic, as we expected. Tough and tight, no doubt. Half back here, Huonville. They're going to go wide to a one-on-one contest. And there's an example that the ball actually is going to be dry for the first few minutes, and Moody, who's been a really good pickup coming out of the ODFA. He kicks up to half forward. Doreen's in a good position. Duggan going back and applying some pressure. And he's now going in and laying a tackle. Slung out, the ball comes free with that tackle. Huonville with the first opportunity. They just need to square this ball up. Unfortunately, not to their advantage. And you can hear the noise tubes, Taylor, just a steadying ship. And that's not going to work because it's knocked to the ground in front of Tamas. Running back in. And a little handball by Ward. Tight, not much space to work with here as Payton picks it up. Dishes back. High kick by Brewer. And Brewer's kick's going to be turned over. It's a bit sloppy. And it's taken here by Golding, who's such a consummate professional and a leader of this defence. Dangerous kick because he chopped his hands now out of bounds.
Yeah, umpire's called a free kick here to Douglas.
A dangerous kick because hard to take a one-on-one mark, but it was the right kick in the dry conditions.
So Douglas from half forward, the Barnacle has it here in front of the Duff TV commentary position. His kick goes long, deep, looking for Mickey Paul, who flies across. Duggan from the back, quick kick around the corner, comes from that man in Verrill. Got pushed off the ball, did Cohen. That's a big tackle on Correa. Out the back here for Cohen. Running after the footy, there's Jennings, and that one's high. It'll be a free kick going to Reece Jennings. So Jennings to take the kick for the Port. Goes short into a man there in Brewer. Brewer has it at half back. Livingston's on. He decides against that. He looks across the face of goal. It'll be dangerous if he goes that way. He goes short now to Livingston.
Going to have to be careful here, Choose, finessing it in these conditions because you don't want to turn it over from a short kick.
So a nice long kick is touched off the boot, and that one goes out of bounds. How's the feeling boundary side, Foxy?
I don't know if you can hear up in the tower up there, but the bone-crunching tackling, it is fierce down here as Boscott's just come off for his first spell of the game.
So a boundary thrown at centre wing. No real clean movement of the footy just yet. Ruck one down by Lane. Barnacle in hard. Out it comes now. I'll miss the mark there. Now a chance for that man in Tammins, who comes into the side today. His handball went to no one in particular. Over the back, Johns. Caught one high. Umpire didn't see it. Tammins went in after the footy. Now picked up by Housing. Housing's wrapped up by Bastic, and we'll see a ball up. Very frenetic pace early, Peach.
So Housing getting up and releasing the ball. Neither team has had an opportunity. 4.5 gone. And working it out is Lane. Got the tap away. Livingston with a little chip further forward. Now picked up here by Cowan. Cowan snap. Toby Cowan. Sausage roll time. Cygnet with the first.
Well, that's just brilliant work by Toby Cowan. Love watching him play footy. He's just, there's nothing of him, but he just roves the pack so beautifully and manages to find time.
Yeah, we'll just see this. So the tap from Lane. Good in the ruck, isn't he, Lane? What an underrated player. He always have good ruckers. Little scrubby one, but look at that pickup. And just that bit of acceleration, Choose, wasn't it? To get a little bit of gap between you and the defender, and a quality finish.
Well, that's the start Cygnet needed, because Huonville will keep coming, no doubt. Back in the sandpit. Ruck one down by Ward. Boscott off the ground, nicely kicked. Vincent's out there, though, coming out to meet the footy. Oh, brilliant work there, spinning out of trouble by Payton. His kick goes down towards Livingston, and that one's punched away by Houth.
Now, boys, just down on the boundary. So James McIndoe's come back on. He's got a new Guernsey number 56. Or the other one was ripped off his back.
A very heavy number there for Jimmy McIndoe. So he goes from 21 to 56. That's a big weight gain over COVID. Nicely one down there by Doreen. Out the back now, a chance for Thorpe. He can't quite get a hold of it. Vincent's wrapped up in a tackle, but it's a bit high. Umpire Lindsay Roberts saw it. Lindsay Roberts in his first senior grand final in the last 10 years. It's been 10 years since he's had his senior grand final debut, and now he's back again. Out it comes for Rawson. Rawson at centre wing, looks up. He's a good user of the footy. He pops it out in front of Moody. Can't quite get it, and it slips out of bounds.
Once again, trying to finesse the ball, aren't they, both sides? They just, I suppose, while the ball is dry, it's an opportunity, but you've got to be really careful. Those 35-metre kicks can easily be turned over to a one-on-one. So throw in here as the weather just improving a little bit. Lane in the ruck, gets his right hand to it, to Bostock. out of the pack with a box kick. Golding coming back. That was brilliant. Right, some run now from Livingston. Livingston in towards the pocket. The problem from Livingston, he had a player deep, and he needed to take another step, didn't he?
And he had an absolute fortnight. He had no pressure around him. He had a running man inside the pocket. In Peyton.
I mean, we'll see here in the replay. Lovely pickup, but look at that. He may have thought there was someone behind him. So Vincent, and it's out of bounds just on half back here.
Well, he certainly doesn't have the blinkers on. His blinkers have been shaved right off.
So umpire to do it all again. Lane up against Ward, the Reese variety, and Moody's down, and the umpire, who's a fair distance away, has called a free kick off the ball. So free kick here in the back half. We'll see it there. Threw him to the ground. So Livingston giving away the free kick, and probably unnecessary, you would have thought. Chip is okay. Diving into that one was Liam Ward. Liam Ward couldn't get it. Some lot of free kicks. Tubes Taylor being given away again. The Silver Fox mentioned there's a bit of feeling. You can see it. We knew it would occur. It's feeling between the supporters. You'd imagine that there's going to be plenty of feeling out there, but just some sloppy and undisciplined football. To the pocket. Just at the back, trying to win it down was Fox. Maybe not the best day for Fox. And it's gone out of bounds. Out
of bounds on the full there from McIndoe. So again, a rushed kick goes out of bounds as that one goes right out of bounds into Ryde Street, and he's rolling down Argyle. They need another footy. Don't worry, there's time on, fellas, so there's no real rush. As the young fella just jumps the fence. We saw highlights from Duff TV a couple of years ago where a bloke did a nudie run and jumped that fence, hurdled it.
Interesting down here, fellas. You can see Coach Cato. He's giving barking instructions, but he's like an expectant father, just pacing up and down. I think he's trying to get back on the ground.
Yeah, love that insight from you, Hoppy, as the footy goes out of bounds. Doreen there just picking himself up. Not sure what happened there.
It's gone out of bounds. No, it's going to have it again.
So the kick will come in from Verrill. Nice long one to Fox. Fox flew high. They roved around it. Fox went again. Quick kick away by Vincent, who's at home. Schenk flies high. He's so wiry. He gets it away and then kicks it into a teammate. The ball goes back now. It's picked up by that man in Wade Booth. The kick goes long. Now they've got a chance here. Trying to scoop it up there is Burnett, and that one goes out of bounds.
Little sloppy. That's maybe the optics of today. We'll see some sloppy football brought about from the tight contest, the competitive nature and the well matched up teams, but also the underfoot conditions. So just a little bit too easy as Jordan Lane got in front position, knocked it towards the boundary. The ball dribbling in front there. Booth with a little kick off. Schenk can't win possessions. Dragged to the ground was Hay. And we'll have a ball up here. Is it Lauderdale? I should say a Cygnet player on his backside. Shove, so some passion as the rucker's getting set.
Lauderdale, Peach.
Yeah, right? I know. Well, Hoppy and I were talking about Lauderdale earlier, so it slipped in. So Ward drops the mark. Fox comes out, knees in, nearly gave away a free kick. Not given to the umpire. And in last minute, the ball's just knocked over the boundary line in front of Cohen, who's kicked a superb goal.
Great attack on the footy there by
well, look at this pushing and shoving off the ball
Johns.
here. There's some feeling there. So throw in, Lane at the back, uses two hands to tap it down. No one can take possession. Ward going in and trying to reach. Ball's just hacked out of that pack. She might be a mark here and might work out. So the attack here now as the lead comes in from Paul. Paul's got one to beat. He'll go again and lean down. Paul can't win that. Rawson gets it, loses it. Class from Bastic. Bastic into the middle. Past Johns. Dragged to the ground was Fox. Dragged to the ground was Peyton. And now it's free again. A little hole. That's going to be a free kick in defence for Huonville. And sloppy play from Thor Bostock. Another free kick given away. He's a little bit too energetic.
Yeah, I like his keenness, though, from Boscott, as that one comes out now to Houth, who doesn't look blonde anymore. He looks like a little bit ginger. Although this could go short. Yep, to McIndoe.
That's a horrible number, isn't it? 56.
I tell you what, it's out of bounds. Jimmy McIndoe, not his best. Yeah, gets up with a wry little smile. Just tripped over himself there, Jimmy McIndoe, and we'll see a boundary throwing. So, in the ruck here, big shoot, taps it down, then just slaps it away. Vincent, who's had a lot of it, gets his kick out. Now a chance for Schenk. Hot on his hammer though is Verrill. Schenk's so quick and wiry. Verrill does well to just push him off the footy. Then Schenk goes back and says, no, it's mine, I want it. He kicks it up forward, down towards Brock. And a good punch away by Zeitzen.
Is that the Cygnet fans giving Brock a little bit there?
I think it is. I don't mind it.
There's a lot of stuff happening off the ball here. Just niggly things, little pushes, little shoves, little comments.
Oh, from little things, big things grow. As coming through there hard, the Cygnet defender just gets away with it. Now a short one's on here for Fox, finds Appleby. Appleby takes the mark in the centre of North Hobart Oval. He's got nothing really to kick to, so he waits on it. As the kick goes out wide to Livingston. Livingston gets smacked there by Houth, but then just rushes the kick forward. Who's down there? Vincent does well. He's going to get a free kick here against Toby Cohen. He's played well so far, Alex Vincent.
He's part of that group of half-back that are so good, aren't they, Tubes? So Huonville, a lot of their defenders, they've got experience and that's really good users of the football. Kicking skills elite. Rush there in that one. He's going to go up high, shoot over the back, couldn't win the football. Running pass was Moody, didn't get the handball. Now it's into the 450. Paul in front, ball comes behind, knocks over Duggan. Brock off the ground, Brock off the ground. Brock has done it. We're all level here in the grand final. Brock with a beauty off the turf in front of the hurry-going stand. One apiece.
Well, the William Leach medalist is so clever. And what he does the best, I think, in potentially the league is he keeps his feet. He very rarely goes to ground.
You'll see in the move food replay also a little acceleration here, even though it's slippery. You'll just see here, I mean, it was just a bit of a kick, quick kick forward. That's okay. Good pressure from Paul. Got the look at that, just that little step there. Good pressure. They call about fast feet, agility. Wonderful goal.
Yeah, brilliant stuff by Ethan Brock. So we'll see a ball up back in the middle as we reset. 13 3/4 minutes gone in the first term. Ruck contest, Schuth won it down. Now Cato gets it forward. Who's down at home for Cygnet? They flew out high. Quick handball out for Livingston. Came to Cohen. Cohen got tackled hard with the footy. Didn't get a free kick though. McIndoe, small kick. That's okay. It's going to work out here for Schenk. Gee, he's just so quick and fast. Out it comes now. Vincent threads it up towards Hay. Punched away nicely down there by Ashland. And it's out of bounds. Hoppy, just really quickly, on the bench for the Huonville Lions, have we got Cameron Johns down there? I just can't see him out on the ground.
I'll just check that out, but I can tell you, you look at the Doug Playster stand, when that goal went through for Huonville, the roof nearly came off.
Now a chance here for Huonville as they gather the footy through the middle of the ground. That one's a good smother. Out it comes for Cato. Cato just drives it forward. Good bit of body work there by Payton, but unfortunately down back there, that is Adam Johns, who goes hard at the footy, just tapped away there. Now Ward, out it comes here. Tammons just dropped like a hot potato. And Houth at the bottom of the pack. Out it comes though, Ward, tackled hard. Toby Cohen's down there. Now quick pick forward by Jordan Lane. Out the back, here's a chance for Fox. Oh, there's Cam Johns right on cue. Here's a chance for Fox. He holds his feet and then drills a goal. What a beauty! An absolute ripper from Josh Fox.
And you know who he went and told? Those people in that Doug place to stand too. He told them all about it. Hey, we'd mentioned key player in dry conditions could be devastating. At least just kicked a crumbed goal.
Well, that was a brilliant goal, and I mentioned Cam Johns because I hadn't seen him much. Just slipped over, unfortunately.
Look at that pickup, one-handed. That is elite.
Oh, that's
magnificent for a guy 6'4".
And he told the Huonville supporters all about it too.
Certainly action stations down here, fellas. As soon as that goal went through, I counted 8 changes on the interchange bench.
Wow. McIndoe with his short little hand. Jennings, though, up to Bastic, and that's a throw, apparently, according to umpire Nick Merritt-Smith.
We just need to let Hoppy know there's no interchanges for him if the weather gets worse as well. Sorry, Hoppy, you're stuck down there, mate.
Barnett gets tackled, and that's a great tackle arriving late. Bastic. They call play on advantage.
It's on here.
Is it?
Yeah, Ward's involved, and you guess who else is involved? Appleby, who is super fiery. He's got the haircut for a fiery customer.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a bit involved. That's silly from Appleby.
Yeah, and gets a return.
Oh, there's another free kick, maybe. Paul copped one in the chops.
No, they're going to call a throw in. So Umpire's doing really well so far just to control what fire there is in this game. So a boundary throw in right inside forward 50 for the Huonville Lions. Ruck contest won down by Lane. A shoot that was. Nice tackle there. Out it comes for the Barnacle. Oh, he got wrapped up by Doreen. And Doreen's going to get a free kick.
Doesn't get tackled often, does he?
No, the Barnacle doesn't. Everyone just slips off the Barnacle while he holds on. So Mitch Doreen from half back sends a short one. Finds a teammate there in Brewer. Brewer goes further afield. Oh, it's a dangerous kick as it slipped through fingertips there of Quarrier. Running after it fast there is Scotland, and that one's out of bounds.
I reckon it was nearly a great kick, but Quarry jumped at the last minute to obscure the view. Made it hard.
He's 16, Quarrier. Will Quarrier.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
He was good last week, wasn't he?
I've done nothing by 16.
I'm sure you did, Tubes. Don't underestimate yourself. Schuth doing something there as he got his hand to it. No one's got it. Now it's been dished out the back. Parker. Has some time now, Parker, but he kind of slipped. But the kick was okay until Scotland just stole it. He then dashes forward. Scotland can't get it. And a free kick's been given away. So it's going to be a free kick. And it looked like Keegan was in the right spot. Now, he did play a good game last week. He had 15 touches off half-back, and each of them were elite, weren't they? And we really liked the way Keegan played. Now, there's that short kick. We've mentioned it a few times. You've got to be spot on. You've got to kick it in front, and it's out of bounds.
We've seen a fair bit of that stuff. That's Ed Stanley over there being a smart aleck. He only knows one way.
He was trying to help. You'll say he was trying to help. Shoot and Ward in the ruck. There's the Dodgers Ferry boys enjoying themselves in the rain. Ward gets pushed off that ball. Schuth on the edge. No one can get a clear. Cato, a clear cut. Now it's Cameron Johns. He goes back in and tries to win it again. And look, the very feisty nugget of Tristan Barnett can't win the football. And we saw him with his footy boots on about an hour and a half ago. He's been pumped about this. Ward with the right fist. Tries to get it out the shank. Douglas gets bashed off the ball. Volley goes back again. Yeah, it's a clever no-look handball. Dishes it out to Keegan. Or might have been Barnett, in fact, up the half forward. Clever. Here he comes, Brock. Runs into a bit of real estate. Kicks it high. Opportunity. Floating to the boundary line. But that's an OK result. And he cops the Bronx cheer from the Cygnet fans.
Well, the positive for the Huonville Lions, it's still within their forward 50. So a great bit of work there by Ethan Brock. Again, so clean on his feet in slippery conditions. Duggan and Paul. Paul will take it out of the ruck, no doubt. He does. Out it comes for Doreen. Doreen now shrugs a tackle and then just keeps moving. His kick is a good one. Out there finds Scotland. Scotland swings around onto the right boot. A short kick is on again. They're out here. They've got the overlap. Appleby needs to take a mark against the bigger man in Ward.
That was good by Ward, wasn't it? Came across and spoiled that one.
Well, you saw the numbers around it, Peach. There were so many Huonville Lions around it.
It may have needed to be a couple of metres over the back.
Yeah, Cygnet plays around it rather, and Ward did well just to create a 50-50 here. So a boundary throw-in right in front of the Hickey sign. Schuth off the ground, that's a quick kick. Now a chance for Bastic, he can't quite get a hold of it. Taps it out to the advantage of a teammate, but only opposition players out there. Nice big high up and under, going back with a flight, that's good effort. Doreen at the back, now a quick kick again, Brock off the ground. Coming out to meet it, Duggan, and it's landed in the arms of Quarrier.
Wow.
Quarrier, they tell him, no, go for goal, as Schenk tried to get it on the end of one.
I suppose that's example. At any stage, and we'll see on the replay here, you've got to be clean bringing the ball out. You can't at any stage be hurried, and we just saw a kick off the ground deep in defence can only be ever two results. One, you could go to your team, or the other.
In he comes, Quarrier. Big Will. Is he the king today? No. So behind.
He's got a slow approach. There we go.
Doreen gets a little elbow off to Ward. That kick's not great. It lands in the arms of Thorpe, and Thorpe heads down towards Paul, and Paul with strength in the wet.
He beat two then, Tubes.
He did. Zeetson's not happy.
I don't think he could have done much with that.
Well, the kick...
We'll see Zeetsman here. He's a step behind, and that's okay, but he can't make the ground up. He started 2 steps behind Paul, and I reckon he's not playing on Paul, I don't think either, so it's not his man.
No, Duggan's playing on Paul. So the King of Huonville, the Prince of Judbury, comes in. It's a nice kick off the boot. It's through the middle. Mickey Paul has one, and Huonville take the lead.
Don't you just love people going back in a set shot from 35 on an angle and drilling it straight over the cap of the umpire? And I reckon Hoppy down there, you can feel the emotion, Hoppy.
Oh, very much so. I tell you what, the busiest person on the ground is umpire Paul Doran. Now, he's not even out in the ground. He's up and about, and he's like an eagle, just casting his eye all over the ground. So those niggles behind the play, I tell you what, they better be careful, these lads.
Well, I can tell you, Lindsay DaCosta doesn't want to go to the tribunal again. She's had enough this year, so please do the right thing. I think she's going to have Monday off.
So back in the middle, out it comes. Booth gets it forward, down towards Brock. Nice fist from Zietzen.
That's a hold there.
Out the back, Gordon has it now. Sends it out wide towards Bastic. Bastic and Schenk do battle. Bastic wins out, but Schenk, he never ever gives up as that one goes out of bounds.
Tell you what, Schenk, we both love the way he plays because he's skinny like me and he's a lot tougher. But
he's tough like me.
Yeah, so skinny like me but tough like you two. He does not stop giving up. And that contest 5 minutes ago was just probably the best bit of footy I've seen. It was just electric to look at.
Yep, Lane gets it down. Cato bending one around the corner towards Doreen. And that one goes out of bounds again. So we'll see a fair bit of this and expect long quarters. I wonder whether they'll go as long as that last quarter did down at the Huonville Cygnet.
33 minutes, wasn't it?
36, I think.
Oh, 36. That's timekeeper gone to sleep time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over 33.
Oh, Ward does well for a part-time ruckman. And there's a free kick going here. It's going the way of Huonville.
Hey, Tubes, Thor Bostock.
Boscott,
sorry. Lost his only two things he's done are free kicks given away.
Yeah, so far, but that's okay. Peyton gets it forward again. Johns, hot on his hammer is Doreen. Johns has got it the turning capacity a little better. Finds McIndoe. McIndoe at half-back, looks out wide towards Alex Vincent. Chopping it off, though. Coming through there is Ashland. Ashland goes up towards Fox. Over the back, there's a chance for Livingston. If he can gather, he kicks it off the ground instead, and it's through for another.
Gee, that was good. And Fox nearly earned a free kick. We'll see on the Mood Breed replay. Got to the ball, created a Gee, Livingston's been good, involved, fast, skillful, and that's a really, really clever finish off the turf.
Well, it was a brilliant goal, and we'll see the replay here. It was chopped off nicely by Ashland. And then the penetrating kick that just got over the top was really good. You've got to get past Johns and co. And then we knew it was going to slide over the back. Unsure about the quick kick off the ground, though. I think I'm picking it up and trying to drill it, but that was smart by our man, Braden Livingston.
It's a game, isn't it? And it's scoring. There's some scores in this game. So highly engaging grand final. Ward, all he did was tap it out to the defender. Jennings is running in the middle at the moment. Jennings up to Livingston. Livingston was tackled as he was trying to handball it, which meant it was slightly impacted. Rawson. That's a great kick by Rawson. So run here, Moody, spills, dribbles, and then he's knocked over the boundary line. Got to be spot on with your handballs. And I can tell you, he's trying to cheek and smart a free kick. He's saying, I was pushed in the back. You'd already crossed the line, but that sometimes can be given a free kick. You know what? In general play, that is probably a free kick, but often when you're near the boundary line, the umpire probably says we'll just ball it up.
Don't worry about it.
So ball up here. Neither team, boss. Well, there's a neat and clever handball by Lane, saying his versatility when the ball's on the ground. Over Ward. Ward will go back. He'll tap it to himself. He needs a teammate who's facing the goals. He finds one, kicks it up high. No one really in best position besides the defenders for Cygnet. Zietzman. It's going to have to be quick. Did he get his boot to it? I don't think he did. Brock, the William Leach medalist, dragged him down, stuck him in the turf at North Hobart, and now gets 10 people coming up and pat him on the back.
I know we say this quite often, but that was like a lion hunting its prey. Zietzen was the antelope.
It actually did kick it, but it was probably more luck than anything. I think that deserves a free kick every time, doesn't it?
Yep. And Ethan Brock's going to go back and have a shot.
You know what? He had a shot like this last week and missed it, but dead in front. What a game this we're having so far to get it back again. Brock in front. Brock dobs it. He's got a couple. One from a dribble, one from a set shot tackle. And the emotion is out there, is they're giving it to Reece Jennings at the moment. And Mickey Paul just adds a little bit of flavour into the conversation.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. Here we go again. you can just see Ethan Brock's closing speed. He's more like a cheetah after an antelope there, more than a lion. He's just so quick. And then the goal and the celebration. Brilliant stuff. Huonville up by a point late in the first term on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard here for the 2020 Elevate Wealth SFL Grand Final. Punched away nicely. Oh, coming out to meet the footy. That was great attack. Jennings diving on it. Doreen got his handball away. Who's out there? No one. Houth goes after it. Livingston gets it back. Now a chance for Thorpe. Thorpe's handball goes to no one in particular. Joey Doreen's there. Punched away by Jordan Lane. Over the back, there's a chance for Livingston again if he can collect. He's got 3 Lions to beat. He manages to get the footy and then try to fend off. The umpire says, no, Pryor, give it to me. I'll ball it up.
Lucky, wasn't he then?
Hoppy, how's the feeling boundary side?
Oh, talk about the emotion after that last goal. But I was interested, Peachy, how you said Boscott hasn't had too many possessions. It's interesting, he's taking a good player away to mind him, but he's done a lot of bullocking and more so that smother which created that last goal for Cygnet.
Oh, he's always involved. Good call, always involved.
Down there defending Thor Boscott, Andrew Hopwood out the back. Here's a chance for Cato. He just tries to get one off the ground. Cohen comes through with pace. They're asking for holding the footy. It was a high fend off. So Barnett will get 52.
Well, he kind of got tangled up, didn't he, Tube? So it's a tough one to give away, and they want to be careful here.
Barnett's trying to get a second 50. He's cheeky. Oh.
I reckon that's, he just got his legs tangled. I don't know if there was any opportunity there for him.
Nick Merritt-Smith is a good umpire as the kick comes long and deep. From behind, there's a free kick for over the shoulder. It'll go to Zeetzen. Zeetzen moves the ball quickly out towards a teammate there for the Port. Nice long kick again up towards Fox. Fox tries to bring it down with one mitt. Schenk. How did he throw that out? I'll tell you what he did. He threw it. McIndoe out the back. Here's a chance. Duggan trying to run over the back. Needs to kill the foot. He does well.
Paul was hot on his hammer as well. Duggan's, that's a good battle at the moment, isn't it? Duggan and Paul really enjoying that spectacle. So half back here are the Port. High kick to half forward. Juggling once as Fox fills out of his hands. Johns, he'll go back and get it again. Held up, and the little water carrier there said, let's hold the ball. He's not going to win it. And the marksman Appleby coming in and on his backside. Here's Cameron Johns, and now it's starting to kick off again. So pressure, push, Schenk's involved. He lays a push, and I think he's got a free kick. So Schenk on his left. I reckon he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. In fact, no, it's a free kick downfield. So Schenk actually kicked that really close to the player on the mark, which meant the contact came. The umpire said that's downfield, and now within kicking distance, is it the youngster? Here it is. Didn't see on the replay.
I don't think.
So Schenk has actually still got this.
A 50.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
So he went over the mark. So sorry, that went over the mark. It certainly looked like he went over a step. It's a bit of a late call. So Schenk, not necessarily a known goal kicker from set shots. Let's see what he can do. They're a point, or in fact, they're 2 points up at the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Let's watch this one. I reckon that's touched. That's a close one. We might need...
Touched over the line.
Yep, and a minor score, so lost opportunity.
Didn't quite have the journey there. So Cygnet need to just settle themselves here as the clock ticks past 30 minutes. Jackson Gordon sends the ball long in the Fox direction. Maybe they're a bit Fox focused. Quick kick off the ground was good from Pat Verrill. Somehow it stays in. Out the back here for Keegan. Keegan gets wrapped up in a nice tackle.
It was clever by Keegan because he actually didn't take possession, which meant it was really hard to tackle him. Out of bounds is probably a good result in the
How
end.
about these Dodgers Ferry Sharks out there?
They're not worried about the rain, are they? You know, they're used to surfing, so they're probably used to being wet.
Why are they out in the rain?
I don't know. You want to be close to the action. It's probably warmer on the ground than in the grandstand.
There's a grandstand right there, fellas. Barnacle through with pace. Reece Douglas and a nice smooth pickup. Quick little handball off to Ward of the Liam variety. His kick goes deep inside forward 50. And a saving mark down there from the Cygnet Footy Club. It is quarter time here in the Elevate Wealth SFL Grand Final. Cygnet zip 3-zip-18 trail the Huonville Lions 3-3-21. Goal kickers for Cygnet, Livingston with 1, Cohen and Fox with 1 each. For the Lions, Ethan Brock, who was electric in that first term, and Mickey Paul with 1 each as well. Peach, how'd you see that first term?
Oh, super. Great game of football. 6 goals in a quarter. We haven't seen that sort of scoring in some of the other comps in the final series because they've been so tight and contested. Interesting that the back half for Huonville been so good all season. It's such an accomplished one. We're only okay. Actually thought the midfield for Huonville started to get on top that quarter. Really liked Vincent off half-back. Matthew Schenk in the middle of the ground, Callum Rawson, Booth as always, and Douglas bullocked and pushed their way through. But I suppose the story at the moment is it's a very tight game of football, and it's the team that I think is going to stay disciplined and controlled, and in their motions in check, that'll win it. But Hoppy, interested your thoughts on that first stanza?
You mentioned control and emotion. It was fascinating to watch. It was very, very calm in the Huonville box. Even the players, they came off, had their spell, they seemed really focused. The coaches were going about the interchanges and were just watching the match. Where moreover, you go over to the Cygnet, talk about emotion, the shouting, the barracking, the throwing of the water bottles. It was a very different occasion. So what does that tell us? I don't know. So I'm going to really fascinated to go down.
You're asking us a question, Hoppy. You need to go and sniff it out, Hoppy.
I'll be just going in, just hovering around the coaches to see what they have, and I'll report back, man.
Well, contrasting boxes here at North Hobart Oval. I repeat, it is a 3-point margin in favour of the Huonville Lions. They lead the Cygnet Footy Club. We'll be right back with the second term in just a few moments. Tubes Taylor, Aaron Roberts and Andrew Silverfox Hopwood up with you next for the second term of the 2020 Elevate Wealth SFL Grand Final between Cygnet and Huonville here on Duff TV.
Centrally located on Level 2, 15 Victoria Street in the heart of Hobart CBD, Elevate Wealth is the home for all your financial advice needs. Delivering financial advice to all Tasmanians, Elevate Wealth ensures it provides its clients with certainty, clarity and direction with confidence. Whether it's superannuation or investment advice, cash flow and budgeting, insurance or wealth protection, help with Centrelink or retirement planning, the team at Elevate Wealth are here to help. Elevate Wealth is a proud sponsor of the Southern Football League 2020 Final Series and is offering the local community a no-obligation, free advice consultation that can be registered via the following link. Elevate Wealth, supporting local grassroots football, building stronger ties with the Tasmanian local community.
At Clennett's Mitre 10, we've been around for a while. In the 1800s, we began carving a living from the forests of the south, learning to use the right tool for the job, making sure the job was done just right. Well, our history continues to shape our future. Mighty local, mighty helpful. Clennett's Mitre 10.
Right now, you need a property agent with skill and empathy. Call me today, Alison Rogers at EIS Property, for your market appraisal.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate. Bit dusty there, buddy. Pipe down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but
Bisley Workwear, we've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Leonard Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and
Second term about to get underway here at North Hobart Oval. We'll cross down to Silver Fox Hopwood. Hoppy, what was the messages at quarter time?
Well, again, it was very, very calm and precise, the message coming from Huonville. They were very, very happy with that first quarter and the way they went about it. When I went across to the other one, it was highlighted the free kick count was 14-2 against.
Oh, really?
So I just hope they don't sort of concentrate on those sort of negatives and just concentrate on the positives.
Righto, that's a fair point there, though. 14-2 against. Jeepers creepers. Boscott through with strength. Now the quick kick comes out towards Jennings. Jennings smartly off the ground. Here's a chance for Livingston. His kick is woeful and it's out of bounds.
So in that first quarter, Livingston could have steadied on one occasion. 2 more steps. Still, though, he looked all right, though, didn't he, Livingston? Surprised. It's such a good kick that he didn't drill that one home.
So Vincent to bring the ball in. Kicks it up towards Rawson, who flew high. Nothing there, though. Short kick on from Boscott. Got to push in the back there. Livingston with a quick, smart kick. Jennings is down there. Now it's out there for Vincent, whose kick goes out towards... Oh, that's smart. Boscott. He sat underneath it, but Cam Johns with a fist.
The other thing too to note, the hard work of Huonville, they were up 18-7 in the tackles and very even on the inside 50s, 15 to Huonville and 13 to Cygnet.
Now those stats brought to you by Jono's Homemade as the handball comes out from Boscott.
He's unlucky, Boscott.
Really unlucky.
No, you know what, he was the only one going for the football. Then he laid a smother, then he knocked off and then he gets called for that. That's a bit tough.
Out it comes now, Thorpe with a penetrating kick deep towards Mickey Paul, who runs around. He's not too far out to score, let me tell you. He kicks it long, down towards goal, and it goes through! Mickey Paul with his second.
Well, you called it Tubes Taylor. You said he wasn't too far out, and you know who else celebrated? Ethan Brock stuck his arm high to indicate his satisfaction with the kick. That was from 55.
The penetrating kick going all the way back.
Yeah, this
here,
kick here.
That's dangerous. Because
look at Paul coming over the back. Duggan didn't actually have any contact on Paul because he didn't think he was going to be in the contest. But Duggan's got to be connected to him the whole time because Mickey Paul is a relatively quick runner. He moves really well and he ended up getting 2 metres in front of Duggan. But what a wonderful finish on the run.
Ball up back in the middle. Thorpe, Ward, got it up. Barnacle with a kick high up and under, fisted away again by Ward. Boscott out the back, just a little dribbler. Johns through his fingertips, coming out to meet it. Patton. Payton kicked off the ground again here. That's a good kick. Fisting it away. Golding in front of Jack Tammons.
Golding always plays in front too. Just an example. Get in front, get the fist away, over the back, never going to get it.
Peachy, you just mentioned the pace there. It was worrying concerns for the 1.86 metre captain of Cygnet there. He looks like he was treading on the ground, not over the ground, as Paul really burned him off.
Yeah, no, it was elite. Tighten the square behind. So the early stages on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard, Huonville with a little lead, but it's free-flying enough. And the midfield of both sides working their socks off. McIndoe in best position.
Only one that wanted it.
Well, a little too easy, and I don't think that Patton just got lost and bumped off that one. So the captain with a different number, high up, trying to find Brock. Couldn't get it. Might get it now. Dancing through was Brewer off the ground. Numbers here. Moody reaches down. Will need to go again. Couldn't get it. Schenk comes in and lays some pressure. The scoop, snap back out. Scotland in there. And I think he's won a free kick, or is it a ball up?
That's a ball up, but it's a smart little scoop back to advantage there, wasn't it? That's a throw, if ever I've seen one.
Absolutely. Anyway, gets away with it.
Went along the ground, though.
In the ruck. McIndoe, tight, didn't have much space, was cramped up and just hurried to kick out. Might come back again. Vincent, who had a really good first quarter. Vincent looked around, had no one on him. High up, Paul in front position. Duggan with the fist at the back. Brock one-handed. Brock gets straight to the ground. Brilliant stuff by Burnett.
Gee, that's a good tackle by Burnett.
It was a beauty. And he knows that Brock, and that was classic football. The defender at the back with red hair, punching it away from the mayor of Huonville. There again goes Paul. Ripped his head off, took his scone off, and it's going to be a free kick to Tristan Barnett.
Well, you can't do that to a bloke. You can't ragdoll him by the neck. We'll see here in the Mood Food replay.
A nice tap, wasn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately just stuck through it.
Tackle, wasn't it?
It's really hard to tackle Tristan Barnett normally.
So Jennings gives away a free kick. Barnett from 40 metres. Yes, yes, yes. Costly free kick. Sausage roll for Barnett. And the Lions have a little lead.
14 points the margin here on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard, 5 minutes into the second term. And we've seen Cygnet come back from here, come back from 35 points down in the second term. But it's a little bit different today, isn't it, Peach?
Yep. Yep, absolutely. The emotion of a grand final. You don't want to be too far down because you can lose your motivation very quickly. There's
Hoppy, you've got something for us?
Well, I was just about to say, I tell you what, when you're looking down at the old-fashioned whiteboard, there are magnets going everywhere on the Cygnet side, so are we going to expect some changes?
Maybe they've been thrown, have they, Hoppy, some of the magnets?
McIndoe got the kick forward. Out it comes here for Lane. Lane got it out to Verrill. He goes back and gets it again, Lane. McIndoe. Now, Barnett got tackled beautifully. No free kick given here. McIndoe trying hard. Shank off the ground. Smart kick out towards Rawson. Rawson had Cato coming hard. Now they need to get it forward. Quick kick comes out from Gordon. Gordon goes towards Appleby. Appleby took his hands off the footy. Now a chance for Livingston. Livingston's kick is going to be tough in the pocket. It's out of bounds.
Interesting kick from Livingston, isn't it, to go so deep into the pocket when he could have wheeled it back to his left. So probably two poor kicks.
So boundary throw in. Boundary throw in. Doreen taps it down. He's going to have to go back and get this one himself. Boscott grabs Vincent and he's tackled, and that's a high one.
I think his jumper was dragged back. Was that what we saw? That we might see Jarrah on the pots and pans might get that replay up.
Here it is.
So you're right, Doreen. No one else wanted it. It was a good bit of shepherding work. Yep.
Yeah,
shoulder,
just
on it. Good call by the umpire.
Yeah, well played. Nice mark there to Ward. Liam.
Is it still raining down there, Hoppy, or has the rain gone away?
Just slightly, old boy. Just coming down still.
Just enough to make your hair look a little slick, is it?
Oh, yes. Got the Richard Gears about me.
That's a free kick going to Mickey Paul, who had his nostrils pulled off. So no one on the mark here, so he plays on quickly. Sends it down towards Ethan Brock. Sliding across in front was Moody. The handball came out the back. Now they just get a kick away, but this one will be struggle to stay in. And he'll go out of bounds. So Ward will have to jump the fence here.
Community football, isn't it? You've got to go get the ball over the fence. You wouldn't want to slip, though, would you, and injure yourself getting over that fence?
No. So it'll be Ward to take the kick. Liam Ward, too far out to score, sends it small, but chopping it off nicely.
Tell you what Huonville is doing, they're getting in front of Brock on that lead, so they're dropping back into that hole, preventing him from getting it into there.
Brewer sending the ball long. Vincent does well to get a fist. Ward with a quick kick, interesting. Zeitson, happy to see it across the line. So, Hoppy, how's the feeling down there on the Cygnet bench now? They still a little bit up and intense?
Well, even more intense, I would have thought, after a couple of dubious umpiring decisions. I say that learnedly as I have the umpire standing beside me. So they certainly are what we would call aroused.
Wow, Hoppy down there. Brewer trying hard, ran into Moody. Scotland. There he is, Booth, waterproof Booth.
Cato high then, was it? No, umpire was on the wrong side of the pack.
And unfortunately for Cygnet, they're just not getting those decisions going their way. All the free kicks that have been paid have been there, that's no doubt.
They're actually being sucked into the ball a bit here, Cygnet.
Quick kick away now by Brock. It's going to work out okay. McIndoe, he's got a good Bruce on him. He puts it down now. It's touched across the line, though.
That was a clever kick by McIndoe, because he had to keep that low to get it away from the player who was coming in to try and smother it, but that Polly took some distance from it. So Cygnet holding on gamely. They'll need to score to keep that belief in a grand final. Doreen in there for a long time, he waited, and that made it too easy for the Huonville half forwards to knock it over the boundary line. So in front of the day, place to stand. It's a favourite place. Sat there many years watching grand finals. Some people don't like the angle. They reckon it was built about 10 degrees off, but that's just one of the rumours of North Hobart Oval. McIndoe getting some ball now. The captain boots it up towards half forward. He's nearly found the dug place to stand, out of bounds in front of Brock. And once again, that gentleman needs to go and get it. No, the lady's going to come in. She's got to chase after it. It's very entertaining. So Cygnet deep in defence. So the cross is on here. Now it's been covered. So he's going to have to come back up the line. And he's got Lane. Comes up more towards the middle. Ward was in best position. Free kick to him. Left hand from Appleby. That's his deserved free kick. And he can't play on because he's played on from behind the mark as Vincent. So Ward with the football.
Appleby a little bit zealous there.
Yeah,
so Ward will take the kick.
He's given away a couple, hasn't he, Appleby? What do we got a lead on here? We don't. So Paul's saying stick it out to the right pocket. He's got the advantage. Now Duggan then goes to cover it. Paul comes to the middle. Duggan on his shoulders. It's going to be a goal anyway. It doesn't matter. Well, out of all of that, McIndoe kicks one off the pack after Mickey Paul had his head squashed. And the captain, who's really involved in this game, gets a goal. Well, it's a handy lead, Tubes Taylor.
We'll see this on the Moodfood replay, Peach. Mickey Paul buried his head underneath this one. And poor old Duggan couldn't get a fist on the footy. And watch where McIndoe comes from here.
He was on the move, wasn't he?
Out of nowhere. Bang. And that's what he can do to you. He's so powerful.
That's the idea, that, and they talk about it, you know, moving on the move when the ball hits the ground, going towards your goal with an awareness where the defender and the player is. That was a ripper.
Schuth wins it down, but only as far as Ward, who slipped as he kicked. The kick comes inside forward 50. Jackson just ran over the top of the footy, then just goes back and gets it. Got his little handball away. Schenk, though, jumping on it. Out it comes the back here. That's a smart handball out towards Ward. Now they've got it out. Toby Cohen can't quite gather the footy. Thorpe went hard at it and left it behind. Now the umpire's called out a free kick. It's going the way of Cygnet. They'll play on advantage. No, umpire won't even give them that. As the kick goes back to Tammins. Short one's on. Finds Cohen.
Cohen is left. He's such a good player, isn't he?
I feel like instead of bombing it long like this, they need to do a little bit more possession work.
Maybe.
Caton, tackle without the footy. He's going to go back and get it. Trying hard down there's Jennings, got it up now, spinning out of trouble. Oh, Brewer got his kick just, and Fox takes the mark.
Well, Brewer took him on then, didn't he? He took on the defender, had a go, and it's worked.
Fox plays on quickly with a big long roost up to full forward. Who's down there? No one at home in particular. Jennings tackled out, and umpire just shook his head. And I tell you what, Jennings is a little unlucky there.
It was a little tap, but the thing is, Appleby cried out for the free kick. He needed to go get the ball.
Yep, I agree. Attack the footy, forget whatever the umpire's doing until you hear a whistle. Play the whistle. So a boundary throw in, deep inside forward 50. Bouncing back, kicked off the ground by Vincent. Smart work here by Cato just to hold the footy. Now a chance for Appleby with a little bit of a bend. Not enough on it. Fox trying to get the hand on the ball. It's rushed over further behind.
Maybe the weather is an advantage. Fox at the moment, but every time the ball goes near him, Tubes, he looks dangerous. On the ground, in the air. He's a dangerous character, Fox. So kick comes out. Now that's speaking of dangerous, that was there. It's just missed. And it's also missed by McIndoe, sorry, not McIndoe. And over the boundary line. So a couple of minutes of sloppy football from both sides, and there's a player on his backside. Shank tumbling over, asking for a free kick as he was falling onto the ground. Nothing happening. Schuth into the ruck contest with Ward. He gets front position. He gets his hand to it. It's knocked out towards Barnett. Time here to pick this up. Dances one way. That's clever by Brewer. Handball wasn't great. Now Ward finds it. Ward's kick is okay up towards Douglas. Douglas's kick, or I should say the ball to Douglas, need to be another metre.
Just feel like Brewer tried to do a little bit too much there, tried to be a bit too creative. Instead of just slamming on the boot, it's a 20-point margin in favour of the Huonville Lions. We can see you down there, Hoppy. How's the feeling?
Oh, very interesting a few minutes ago. So the Cygnet players aren't going crook at the umpires out there. They're actually turning around, appealing to emergency umpire Paul Doran to give him a go. But I put it to you, given he hasn't got a whistle attached to his fingers, he can't help.
No, he's probably going to be an obsolete and not going to get too much hope from him. So throw up here. Schuth gets his hand to it. Doesn't really advantage anyone, although dashing pass was Ashland. Now some run, so something. There's a player in the middle of the ground, so Appleby was in the middle. They went past him. Fox in best position, over his hands. Coming through and trying to win it was Scotland. Scotland's gone forward at the moment. Slipping over is who's trying to make that football. And there's a free kick here. I think it's going to Fox. Little hold off. Appleby's got it, but I think it's a Fox free kick. Yep. And we know he is an elite set shot. And even with a little bit of water on the ball, I don't reckon it's going to matter as Moody coming back onto the ground. So massive kick this Tubes, isn't it, for Fox, just to keep Cygnet in this game, because 20 points is a large margin. We know they're a club that has belief, but they haven't played in a grand final for a while. So Fox returning to Tassie.
Missed the journey from a little further out before. This time needs to kick it.
Oh, you had the journey okay. Going. No, I've got no idea. In the pocket, in the square, tight, off the ground. Tapped over just. Appleby had an opportunity, a flying shot at the bag of wind, and it got an airy.
Johns to take the kick from fullback. Haven't called his name overly much after calling his name
constantly last
week. He brings the ball out. That's a long kick up towards Douglas. Slipped through the fingertips. Quarrier got it around the corner. Now a chance for the running man down there in Parker, who comes back into the side after a couple of weeks off. Now off to Hay. Hay's kick is a good one down in the pocket. Punched away by Zeitson. Smart footy. And the rain starts to fall here, Peach. How's the feeling there, boundary side, Hoppy, as far as rain goes?
Yeah, no, coming down hard. Also, just to report, Reece Scotland for Cygnet came off hobbling really badly, got a nasty corky, so he's just being worked on as we speak. And also the bit of claret coming from the hooter from Huonville, who's that's Alex Vincent as well.
Yep, I just saw him come off and diving on the footy down there. As it's scrappy stuff here, Schuth underneath it. Out it comes now. Jennings got it off. Boscott now. He needs to provide a spark. Gives it back to Doreen. Doreen gave it back to Boscott. There he goes through the middle of Huonville Oval. This is North Hobart. But
he's played on.
He played on. I thought he did. Johns took the mark. He reads the ball so well.
Boscott's getting the ball, isn't he, though? Just getting a little bit. Not a lot of options up forward, though, at the moment for Cygnet.
No. Ward takes it out wide here. Hasn't got a lot to kick to. He's a short one on for McIndoe. Decides to go longer and further still down towards Ethan Brock. The fist came behind from Zeitson. He kept his feet though, did Ethan Brock. Now the handball come out. Hay, smart, dragged it back in. Just popped out here. Rawson doing well, burrowing in here. And the umpire will ball it up.
A really small thing from Hay then, but when he went in, he kind of slid, and so his back was to the turf. It's hard to get a disposal. You kind of end up like, like a fly on your back, but it's tight stuff, but just slow down a bit, and I reckon for Cygnet they're happy with that.
Ball up, one down. Scoopy out the back. Quick kick forward. It's chopped off there by Thorpe. McIndoe trying hard. Smooth moving here from Huonville. Barnett's going to get a free kick.
And a 50, he'll get it. Maybe not. Gee, he was lucky. Wow.
So Tristan Barnett, with a little ball of muscle. He's got thick thighs. He plays on really quickly, runs around, and got big mark, Mickey Pole. And big mark.
He's pointing to the box.
Let's see that again. Take a look at the strength of this man coming in from the side. He just says, no, it's mine. What a grab from the Huonville champ. Put him down now. That's gone. Mickey Pole's got 3, if you don't mind.
Well, he was a difference last week with 6 at his home ground, and you could see the emotion in his eyes. It's lifted again. And this lead of 25 points on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard is a significant one. And he stuck this on Letitia Street.
Yeah, that might have even made the brook at that one. It's a big roost.
Gee, worrying signs down here, fellas, isn't it?
Yeah, and just once again on that replay, and you wouldn't have seen it, Hoppy, the Cygnet player going in right in the face of the umpire, arguing something off the ball.
Out it comes now, Jennings. Gets the ball forward. Johns, right at centre half back.
He's lifted Johns. A quiet issue, although it's a little bit about where the ball was for Johns, less so what he was needed to do. Moody out on half forward. He gets the move from the crowd, like the Ange Christou up to centre half. Neither player can get the mark. Running off centre half is Zeitsman. Zeitsman's kicks. Johns again, juggling in the wet at North Hobart, showing his absolute class and takes a wonderful mark. Johns.
Love watching him, Peach.
He's a beauty. Goes short. It's okay. It's just misdirected, though. Brock on here. He may get there first. In the end, Moody knocks it over the boundary line. Or is actually that on the full?
Out on the full off Scotland.
So Scotland, so Brock's got it. He's got two players in the square. He's deciding to hold it, wipe the football down and set it up for Mickey Paul. Although he's gone to the left and out of bounds on out of bounds on the full. I reckon he was having a shot late then by Brock. But if you win a William Leach Tubes, you can have a shot wherever you like.
Absolutely. Got 2 goals to his name there, Ethan Brock, and out on the full. Jennings sends it long, punched away by Alex Vincent. Everyone's got the short back and sides down there at Huonville and Cygnet this week. Must have been a
busy week
sale on half-price haircuts. Because that's a good shot of big Schuth, who taps it down into the path of Scotland. Barnett up to Hay. Hay with a short one. That's a good kick into space, but chopping off Ashland. Ashland from the back pocket, sells some candy and just steps around Quarrier. Then nearly got his kick smothered by Moody. Bastick now kicks forward. Here's a chance over the back. Payton with pace, just needs to keep it forward. Will it sit for him? No, it won't. Oh, smart work there by Thomas.
Once again, he's screaming for a free kick, and it may not be one.
No, you never get free kicks like that. And I'll tell you what, the Cygnet peanut gallery goes berserk. It never ever works for you, this stuff.
No, I mean, it's constant, and it's only one team doing it at the moment.
A boundary throw in here. Lane, Smart out of the air, and that one's out on the full.
Well, that's not Lane's ball. So Lane had no one in front of him then from Cygnet at that ruck contest, and he was the only one to take it. I mean, they're obviously trying to tap it over the back.
That man just on screen there, Peach, he's the one that needs to bring him back into the game. He needs to come out and be a leader and start to take the ball and attack the footy. As Barnett kicks it up the wing, Schenk, he won't lose his feet. He loves his stuff, just shrugs the shoulders and turns around onto the favoured left, down towards Hay. Good fist from Ashland.
Well, we know what the second semi was like. Huonville got away, and then Cygnet came back. So no, they can do it. They've got the belief.
Yep.
Boys, I was interested down here. Cygnet have made a bit of a move. Jack Tammons has actually gone out to man up Cameron Johns down on the forward line, which is interesting because they were concerned he was getting too many easy free kicks.
Yeah, I like that. I like that move. That's a smart move because Cam Johns can do whatever he wants down there most days.
He's had three marks, hasn't he, the last couple of minutes.
Livingston got his kick away out towards Fox. Fox is ridden hard by Johns into the ground. We'll see a boundary throwing. So very entertaining first half of footy so far in this Elevate Wealth SFL Grand Final between Cygnet and Huonville. It's currently Huonville in charge by 25 points. Doreen wins it down. Booth, the waterproof Booth, tries to shrug. He's in trouble here. He is gone, holding the footy. Free kick to Scotland. Scotland sends it inboard.
This is what you called for, Tubes, isn't it? Lateral ball movement from Cygnet.
Zeitson down towards Boscott, who used the body well.
Tell you what, if that had been a free kick against...
And 52.
And look at him pump the fist.
He loves it. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lesson for Thomas Keegan.
The ball carrier will have to go up towards North Hobart Precinct to get this ball, because he'll stick it on top of the grandstand roof.
Absolutely. As he comes in, he's happy, Boscott. Thor kicks his first, and the first of the term for Cygnet, and a little bit of belief creeps back in Hoppy.
Yeah, well, the Horrig orange stand went crazy. That was good work by Boscott, and finally they've got a free kick, so they'll be happy with that down at Cygnet.
Oh, Hoppy on screen too. There you are.
Oh, we've got every camera angle at the moment here in the SFL Grand Final for 220.
What a treat to see Hoppy on screen for those watching on the live stream at home.
Got a bit shocked. He was quite close to the screen, wasn't he? And there's Boscott, and look at the celebration. Douglas tackled, goes back again. Ward on the edge.
Cato caught one high.
So Cato is always in and under, isn't he, Cato?
We heard him say, "Oh," from up here, didn't we?
Yeah, I reckon he's deserved 2 or 3 free kicks before then, but you can't always get it as Bastic on the lead. So just changed here late. Maybe a couple of junk goals here. Boscott in best position. 2 players need to defend. John's over the top, nearly high. The fans behind said it was high. The umpire says no, it wasn't. Throw in. Right, so Huon will have an extra play here in the back half. They'll need to get this going. Livingston, can he produce something? Maybe Bastic. Clever punch. Just knocked out now. Golding in there. Still a chance. Step out of the pack. It's out to the left and so close from Tammins.
Yeah, that's good from Tammins.
He hasn't done a lot, but a couple of times he's got it. He looks very dangerous. We've got Martin Duffy down on ground level. We've got Ben Duffy in the grandstand. The little buzzard, Jack Duffy, doing something somewhere just over the edge, just ensuring that We've got the whole crew here. Tubes Taylor calling another game of football. And we've got a beauty here. Golding. We'll give you a sorry, mate. I've got 2 more words. And now you go.
Nice work here as the ball will just be held up here at half forward. We'll see a ball up. I like the form of these blokes. Is Cato just getting a little fired up. I like that. A little push and shove on Tommy Keegan. One down, Ward. Oh, it's a strong mark. Ashland wheels around onto that right boot and sells a bit more candy if you don't mind. Too far out to score, sends it out long towards Boscott. Housing with a little hold there, umpire missed it. Off the ground by Livingston, now out the back for Johns. Pushes it across the line, another rush behind. So 4 rush behinds to Cygnet for this term, and there was Vic. That was Vic.
Oh no,
Vic from
get him away from the microphone. Boscott's lifted here and forward. I have a feeling they're a little worried about him forward. I don't know that they had the right defenders.
How's the attack on the footy there from Payton, and then the smother from your man, Cal Rawson. He's also my man.
I love Cal Rawson.
Followed him recently on the Instagram.
Oh, right. What's he put up? Anything interesting?
Heap of junk.
Yeah.
He's real good. So a boundary throw in. Ruck contest, 1 down nicely. Cato doing a bit of body work there. Held off the footy. That
that's
should be
silly.
A free kick.
Yeah, no, like that was a 50-50 ball. Now it's a Huonville ball because just some undisciplined play. And Cowan, he's been good, but that's disappointing from a leader of your football club. So deep in half back, late in this quarter, expect maybe another minute and a half, Moody. And he gets nice. In fact, it's still in play. Picked up by Doreen. That's a high tackle, should be a free. Maybe the umpire didn't see that on Scotland. He was on the other side. Scotland spun as he got hit. And we'll have a ball up here. So Huonville have got some space inside their forward 50. 3 players closely manned up. Doreen in the ruck, knocks it out. Barnett's going to get there first. McIndoe will get there second. But he's harassed and he loses the ball. Appleby, he can't get it away. They're lifting here, Cygnet. Clever kick. Brilliant to Cato. Cato, Chippy. Fox, second grab. Fox, third grab. The umpire blew the whistle and he said he controlled it.
Yeah, I don't mind that from the umpire.
And Cato lowered his eye. They call it lowering your eyes, but just composed kick from Cato. And playing in front, if you're tall, and in the end he got a free kick anyway. So regardless, Fox and there's Hoppy down there.
Hoppy, you're on screen.
You're on screen. Say something,
Tell you
Hoppy.
what, you can feel a shift down here, and all of a sudden, just behind me, there's a lot more animation from the Huonville bench. And I tell you what, if Fox gets this one, they'll be up and about.
All right, let's just see. We'll have a look at this one. So Fox with the long run up, coming from a distance.
He's a magic kick of the footy. Surely he can't miss this.
Well, don't say that, Tubes Taylor. Don't put the knockers on him. Fox to respond. Yes!
He knew it off the boot, Josh Fox. He kicks his second, and he keeps Cygnet in this game. The margin now, just 11 points.
That was a beauty, and completely and utterly deserved for the best passage of play from Cygnet for the quarter. They harassed the Huonville defenders. They managed to get a turnover, good handball, 2 good kicks, and they were finessing kicks, Tubes, which you've been talking about. They need to finesse, control, and they had a player in front who is doing everything today. Umpire
Lindsay Roberts there in his first senior grand final since 2010. Ward trying to get in his ear, saying,
it's a 666, is it?
It's a warning.
Should be just a warning. The miserable day for the umpires, isn't it?
I don't know about that, because the...
I'm actually trying to count really quick.
Yeah, the player doesn't need to necessarily be around the centre circle. Out it comes to Payton. Now Bastick running in. He's the man that came in late. Thorpe got the handball up, did Bastick, and only went as far as McIndoe. McIndoe down towards Ashland from the opposition's colours. Brewer, here comes the Barnacle. Smooth as you like. Picks it up and drives it down towards Ethan Brock. Brock on the second grab, can't go back. Manages to keep his feet. A little too slippery there for Mickey Paul. Waterproof Booth got his kick away. Umpire called a free kick for too high. And it was the non-controlling umpire.
Mickey Paul's hurt.
Is he?
Only a light little tap. I think he's not just a little limp, but not too bad. Look at this. That was, I mean, just copped a little whack on the side of the knee, so he'll be fine.
Yep.
Now he's going to have to kick it.
How's that gone 10 metres? Well, went about 3, and Mickey Paul, the champ from Huonville, in the fluorescent blue and green boots. A little too far out, I think. He's a booming kick.
He kicked one from 55 on the run.
In the wet, on the siren of half-time.
Now, does he wipe the ball and take his time here? No, he doesn't. No. Very confident kick right on 50.
In he comes, Mickey Paul. What's he got? He likes it off the boot as that one is sprayed out of bounds, and the siren goes again. It's out on the full, in fact.
The double siren.
So it is half-time here. Cygnet 5-5-35 trail. Huonville 7-4-46. The goal kickers for Cygnet, Josh Fox with 2. Then singles to Livingston, Boscott and Cohen. And for Huonville, it is Mickey Paul with 3, Ethan Brock with 2. Then singles to Tristan Barnett and Jimmy McIndoe. Better players, Peach?
Well, for Cygnet, I thought Scotland was good off half-back in that quarter. Braden Livingston, every time he goes near the ball, is really dangerous. Thought Boscott got involved. Even it was the small things, but he certainly put off some of the defenders for Huonville. Bastick was encouraging, and then I thought Jordan Lane and Doreen in the ruck. That was a nice context for Cygnet. For Huonville Lions, well, they had plenty of run at different stages. Their forward line looks really dangerous. McIndoe was their best in that quarter, getting the ball forward deep, looking really different. Barnett was fantastic. Booth and Moody were really good. And we saw Mickey Paul and also the back half. Consummate professionals. We'll go down to Hoppy. What have you got?
Gee whiz, it was a major momentum swing, wasn't it, fellas, in that last passage of play. The last half of that quarter, Cygnet decided not to worry about the umpire and take their own advantage and actually put their head over the ball. And when they went off, they were standing really tall. And you look at the scoreboard, as you guys said, 35-46. If you really believe that Cygnet have got a bit of a wriggle on and they believe in the system now. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think you're right, Hoppy. I think that Cygnet have proved that they can come back from this sort of deficit. I think it's different conditions today to what it was in that second semi, though.
It's a better ground, though, isn't it? So you can make up ground on North Hobart.
It was drier down there. It was much drier down there. As we see the poor faithful going at half-time, it is a... What do we got? We've got an 11-point deficit in favour of the Huonville Lions. We'll take a quick break here on Duff TV. Stick around. The second half of the 2020 Elevate Wealth SFL Grand Final between Cygnet and Huonville. Coming up next here on Duff TV, Tubes Taylor, Aaron Peachy Roberts and Silver Fox Hopwood coming to you live here from North Hobart Oval. Thanks to Elevate Wealth, EIS Property, Bennett's Petroleum Mood Food, ID Clothing and the Jackson Motor Company, of course, Clennon's Mitre 10 and Southern Smash Repairs. We'll be right back with the second half in just a few moments.
Cygnet in the middle of the ground.
So Nick Merritt-Smith will hold the ball aloft, and we're away in the 2020 Elevate Wealth SFL Grand Final. Out it comes for Douglas. He gets wrapped up in a quick tackle. Now smooth moving by Vincent. McIndoe gets his kick forward, and it's wrapped up here by Doreen. And I need to make sure I call him Doreen as that kick goes out wide. Schenk, though, out into the pocket, now in front of that man in Joey Doreen, and there he is on screen, Johns. And the victorious Sharks from the reserves are already into the tins. Boundary throw in here at centre wing, right in front of the George Miller stand. Lane wins it down in front of Ward. Boscott burrows in, got his kick away, nice tackle. Ward now goes back towards a teammate in Vincent. Vincent gets wrapped up in a big tackle, and Boscott challenges him. Now there's umpires called a free kick. Boscott just getting thrown off the footy here. We like that from Boscott early.
But he was really engaged. But he nearly gave away a free kick. And you've got to say, great, the energy's great from Bostock, but overzealous. That's just too overzealous. You've got to keep yourself calm in a grand final.
Well, the umpire says to move it on and clear the ball. As the ball comes back here, it'll be a free kick going to Alex Vincent. He'll have to jump the fence and get it from Ryde Street.
Drama early.
I know.
You know what? If Boscott had got him, he could have turned him around and actually.
Now I'll miss the mark there. Now a chance for that man in Tammins, who comes into the side today. His handball went to no one in particular. Over the back, Johns caught one high. Umpire didn't see it. Tammins went in after the footy. Now picked up by Housing. Housing's wrapped up by Bastic, and we'll see a ball up. Very frenetic pace early, Peach.
So Housing getting up and releasing the ball. Neither team has had an opportunity. 4.5 gone. And working it out is Lane. Got the tap away. Livingston with a little chip further forward. Now picked up here by Cowan. Cowan snap. Toby Cowan. Sausage roll time. Cygnet with the first.
Well, that's just brilliant work by Toby Cowan. He's played well so far, Alex Vincent.
He's part of that group of halfback that are so good, aren't they, Tubes? So Huonville, a lot of their defenders, they've got experience and it's really good users of the football. Kicking skills elite. Rush there in that one. It's going to go up high, shoot over the back, couldn't win the football. Running pass was Moody, didn't get the handball. Now it's into the 450. Paul in front, ball comes behind, knocks over Duggan. Brock off the ground, Brock off the ground. Brock has done it. We're all level here in the grand final. Brock with a beauty off the turf in front of the Horry-Goring stand. One apiece.
Well, the William Leach medalist is so clever. Drives it forward. Good bit of body work there by Payton, but unfortunately down back there, that is Adam Johns, who goes hard at the footy, just tapped away there. Now Ward, out it comes here. Tammins just dropped like a hot potato. And Houth at the bottom of the pack. Out it comes though, Ward, tackled hard. Toby Cohen's down there. Now quick pick forward by Jordan Lane. Out the back, here's a chance for Fox. Oh, there's Cam Johns right on cue. Here's a chance for Fox. He holds his feet and then drills a goal. What a beauty! An absolute ripper from Josh Fox.
And you know who he went and told those people in that Doug place to stand too? He told them all about it.
Doreen gets a little elbow off to Ward. That kick's not great. It lands in the arms of Thorpe, and Thorpe heads down towards Paul, and Paul with strength in the wet.
He beat two then, Tubes.
He did. Zeetson's not happy.
I don't think he could have done much with that.
Well, the kick...
We'll see Zeetsman here. He's a step behind, and that's okay, but he can't make the ground up. He started 2 steps behind Paul, and I reckon he's not playing on Paul, I don't think either, so it's not his man.
No. Now, Hoppy, I believe you've got one of the great sponsors from Elevate Wealth down there with you. Hoppy, you there? Halftime here at North Hobart Oval. Cygnet 5-5-35 trail. Huonville 7-4-46. An 11-point margin in favour of the Lions. And I believe we've got a nice little interview down there with Andrew Silver, Fox Hopwood. They're just trying to get things sorted from the technical side of things. The umpires are back out on the ground.
Sorry, we're still here.
Hoppy, I believe we've got Matt Hawkins from Elevate Wealth down there on the boundary line, mate.
So I'm down here with Matt Hawkins from Elevate Wealth. Welcome on board and congratulations on becoming the sponsor of this fantastic competition. Tell me a little bit about why your company would get involved with SFL footy.
Yeah, look, first of all, Hoppy, thanks for having me down, mate, on a beautiful Hobart. What I'd say a winter's day, but summer's day nonetheless. Look, Elevate Wealth wanted to partner with the SFL this year. Grassroots football, we wanted to be part of helping people back into the community. 2020's certainly been a challenging year for us and small businesses. We certainly wanted to help people come back. I think community is so important for Tasmania. We're all about helping people through their financial journey. I think SFL from grassroots football is no different.
Yeah, very much so. Talking about grassroots football, I know the COVID conditions are only allowed 1,000 people in, but you look up in the Doug Place, the stand, it's got all the Huonville people, and over here in the Horry-Gorringe stand, all the people from Cygnet. It's wonderful to see, and I know there'll be a lot of people out here on Duff TV watching this big game.
Mate, absolutely. Look, I was up in the Doug Place stand before, and I saw 980 people watching Duff TV live streaming around Tasmania and abroad as well. And it's so great to see people supporting, as I said, grassroots football. SFL is such a fantastic competition, and blokes like Russell and Dave Manshannon have done a great job of bringing this competition together this year. Duff TV allowing people to be a part of this. And Elevate Wealth, as I said, you're home for financial planning and financial advice. If there's anyone out there that needs help with financial planning, we're willing to help them. A free, no fee consultation with anyone out there today. So if you are watching and you do need help with your finances, make sure you give us a buzz. We'd love to help you out and continue to support the Hobart community.
Well, it's great that you're able to help people out. If you could help the coaches out, what would be the signal you'll be sending the Huonville players first off?
Well, look, it's a tough one. If you don't kick goals, you will not win. That's my first rule of football, and it's going to be slippery out there. It's going to be a tough second half. So hard, wet weather football. Have a crack, have a good time. It's going to be a big half of footy.
It certainly will be a big half of footy. So let's go back up to YouTube's in the main. Peter Sharp, commentary tower.
Yeah, thanks very much there, Hoppy. Brilliant work from Matt Hawkins, of course, the Chief Director out there at Elevate Wealth. And, of course, you can go along and have a free consultation, according to Matt Hawkins. Just drop his name. Say, Matt Hawkins, Tubes Taylor told me I can have a free consult here at Elevate Wealth, thanks to the SFL. Brilliant stuff as the Cygnet boys come out into the main arena here at North Hobart Oval. Huonville are already out on the line. We're going to take a quick break for a little while the boys warm up, and we will be right back in just a few moments with the second half, thanks to Elevate Wealth.
Centrally located on Level 2, 15 Victoria Street in the heart of Hobart CBD, Elevate Wealth is the home for all your financial advice needs. Delivering financial advice to all Tasmanians, Elevate Wealth ensures it provides its clients with certainty, clarity and direction with confidence. Whether it's superannuation or investment advice, cash flow and budgeting, insurance or wealth protection, help with Centrelink or retirement planning, the team at Elevate Wealth are here to help. Elevate Wealth is a proud sponsor of the Southern Football League 2020 Final Series and is offering the local community a no-obligation, free advice consultation that can be registered via the following link. Elevate Wealth, supporting local grassroots football, building stronger ties with the Tasmanian local community.
At Clennett's Mitre 10, we've been around for a while. In the 1800s, we began carving a living from the forests of the south, learning.
About to get underway here, Peach, and what would be your message to the Cygnet boys if you want them to get back into this game?
Composed kind of, but I reckon the message is it's dry enough just to manoeuvre the ball in the forward 70 to 80 metres. Look for little lateral kicks. Lots of energy from the small forwards. Boss got to go deep, I reckon, in this quarter after maybe a little bit of time on the ball. And don't discount the odd quick chaos ball, because there's some useful players inside their forward 50. They're very much in this grand final, Tubes Taylor.
Third term underway here as the ruck contest one down. Out it comes for Douglas, who throws it on the boot. Quickly up towards the forwards. Mickey Paul gets to the front of the pack and goes back and roves it. He gets it back off towards Douglas. Oh no, Rawson's going to launch into towards that man Ethan Brock, who works it underneath the ball. Zeetson just dribbles a kick forward. It's going to be okay here as Ashland just tripped as he tried to handball. Boscott took one high.
That's nearly reportable. I mean, it's an accident, but still, you've got to be careful going in towards a player who's leaning over the football.
Thor put a little bit of mayo on it, and his kick was no good. It went to Schenk. There's the replay. Yeah, you've got to go at the footy, I suppose. Ward in the middle of the ground. We get in trouble here every time we mention things that can be reported and stuff here at Duff TV. I'm not doing that ever again. Reece Douglas with a kick inside forward 50, come out to meet the footy. That was good by Moody. No, umpire said play on a little bit high as
I think it's a throw now. Throw. That was a good call by the umpire. Not playing advantage very often, which I don't mind, but it certainly looked like a throw from Mickey Paul. He had two people to beat though, Troops.
Yeah, he did. So the kick will come out from the back line here for the Port. Zeetson just hovering out the back.
He's had a nice battle with Brock. I think he's actually might be running on Paul at the moment, but it's been an interesting little battle.
Yep. Doreen. Mitch Doreen, that is. Got a long one on here, out towards Verrill. Verrill gets pushed, and 52.
Schenk knew that. I think he knew he was a naughty boy then, didn't he? And you'll see in the replay, there's just no need for it.
I love the way that you say Schenk knew he was a naughty boy. Fox is on here in short. As this one goes through, oh, gee. He got taken away, and there's a little push and shove here.
Fair enough, too.
Cam Johns.
Fox had no chance to get the ball then. He just barreled in to the defender.
Yeah, well, we missed it a little bit. There is Ben Duffy's doing wonders on the camera.
He's maybe giddy.
Johns with a nice long kick. Of course, he filmed the Colts this morning. Verrill's going to get there first. Does okay. Got his handball up towards Ashland. Schenk went and got the footy. Ashland just stripped him of it and then kicked it out on the full.
It's much nicer on top of the tower here, because in the Colts game, Ben was out on the balcony with an umbrella.
You came in and whinged about that when you got here, mate.
You've been sitting here in the lovely warmth of the Duff TV headquarters.
Well, when you're a big name, you get respect. So
yeah, I'm one with the people, mate.
Vincent, I've called many a game from out there. Don't worry about it. Vincent with a big kick, big fly over the back. That was Jackson Gordon, yeah, who's a star. And the umpire ball it
He's
in.
capable of going forward, Gordon. And I reckon he could be a bit of a lesser-known player that could get involved in this quarter.
The rain really coming down now, as you can see on the Jackson Motor Company used vehicle over there. The windscreen wipers going flat stick. Lane wins it down. Boscott through with authority. Verrill. Quarrier tackled hard. Boscott turning around and asking the umpire for a free kick. He finally got one. Mitchell Doreen from half back.
So Cygnet trying to build it. They get the hurry up from Tubes Taylor in the commentary position. Kicks it up to a much taller Doreen. He can't win it. Huonville slung as he kicked it. 3 to beat here. He beats 3, does Ward. Unbelievable. Ward turns around, decides play on's the best option. Right at the back is Brock. Hits the ground. Chase on here. Can he do something miraculous in the pocket? I reckon that's still in play. No, it's now. Hit the post out of bounds. Left forward pocket between the Gazali and the Horrig Orange stand. Yeah, it's coming back on. It's a feisty Appleby. There's a runner involved in that shot too. So Lane in the ruck against Paul. Lane with the advantage. Paul knocked off too early. Lane knocks it down. Boscott taps it off his toe. Then it's off the hands of Duggan, and we'll do it all again.
How about the bloke there underneath the Kazali stand, taking shelter underneath the ledge of a step?
Just to get a cigarette lit, is he? Or like some sort of vibe going on there? I'm not sure. Now Paul reaches and gets in there. Boscott gets tagged, then he gets shoved in the back, and he'll win a free kick. So he's turning things around, and he's starting to get the rub of the green going his way. So Boscott deep in defence. Such a difficult character around the ball because of his strength and willingness to hit the tackle and hit the player hard. High up and under kick. Ward in best position. Misses him. Scotland on his knees. In fact, it's not Scotland, it's Fox. He's come a long way up the ground. And another out of bounds. There's the coach. I bet he's got a hoarse voice at the moment. And a young lady there yawning in the background. She's obviously, I'm sure she's engaged. Maybe that's just a natural yawn. Push and shove comes Lane. Ward in there. And hopefully just pulling up inside there is Dale Thorpe. Otherwise, he would have spun over the boundary line. And a smile from this young umpire here. They've had a hard day, the umpires, because I can tell you a slippery mitre 10 Sharon is a hard one to throw in. Dancing through that one is Doreen. Goes again.
See and that another. Girl, watch that scene. Singing the dancing Doreen? I don't know.
Sorry, no, you leave the...
Too late.
We'll get Hoppy in a second to do it.
Even Jerry's shaking his head at me over here. Gee,
and he's one of your biggest fans.
5 minutes in the sin bin for me.
Yeah, Appleby. Can't lay. In fact, it's not Appleby. Slacked out here, particularly to anyone. Keegan in best position. He's got a little shove in the back, and Keegan will get a free kick on half back for Huonville.
I reckon that's a tough free kick to give away there. Handballed off to Johns. Umpire said no.
I love that little intricacies, don't they?
It's got to be spot on. Pumba's free kick. So Nikolai Housing sends it long. Ward, Douglas, Smart, off the ground out of bounds.
How's it going down there in the side on Hoppy? The rain is increasing. What's the feeling between the two club rooms?
Well, it is interesting that momentum is certainly with Cygnet, but with 6.5 minutes gone for all of that, Peach, they haven't got any reward on the scoreboard, and that's what they need at the moment.
Well, there's been no scores yet. Boscott came through, left the footy behind. Douglas handballed over the top. Appleby threw a fist at nothing.
Little hole here.
He's going to get a free kick. Appleby.
You know what? He didn't complain and he got a free kick.
Think you're being a little harsh?
No, I am being a little cheeky.
Appleby.
He's played a good game today.
Appleby's kick. Long. Schenk. With that left foot. Sends it wide. Couldn't quite get it, Vincent. Boscott. Off to Cato. Schenk over the footy.
Look at that effort from Schenk.
Appleby went in a little bit overzealous there. And gave away a free kick. Schenk inboard. Finds a teammate in Keegan, who goes across the face of goal. Housing does well. Has Scotland hot on his hammer. Does really well, does Pumba. No. Then kicks it off the ground. Out on the full.
One thing I can report down here, fellas, there is water starting to settle on the ground. So quite a few puddles, so it is coming down.
Oh, through with pace. Barnett got his kick away. Brewer trying hard. Ran into a brick wall. Nice tackle laid by Dale Thorpe. He'll get a free kick.
Bit unlucky then, Thorpe, but I suppose he had half a step and couldn't get it away.
Peach, this weatherman of ours needs a rocket, because he said between 0.2 and 0.4 millimetres of rain.
Yeah, well,
that is absolute dross.
Well, Mickey Paul doesn't know it's raining at the moment, the way he's marking the ball. Brock at the back, can't mark it. Schenk comes in, lays some pressure on him. Livingston playing deep in defence. Ward trying to pick up a slippery football. Composes and kicks it high. That's a dangerous spot to be kicking. Up towards Hay.
Smart rush.
You can't win it where the hay won't shine. No, we're trying too much here at the moment. We'll just keep to the football commentary. So there we go. Hobby's down there somewhere, and there's a bit of mud. He's probably half in mud, although he always looks immaculate, doesn't he? Short kick on here. And this is probably where they just need to be sensible, because Ashland's had a good game off half-back. He's an excellent user, although he looks like he's going to go the long bomb because that's all he's got. He does do that long bomb for Doreen, but look who it is. The man who marks them all. Johns down back. Johns goes short. That's okay to Schenk. It just fell. Schenk then hurried in his kick. High up. Douglas in there, coming over the back and punching their way was Gordon. And it'll go out of bounds. Lucky. Because actually, in fact, that was deep down there. Had a real great opportunity.
Rain really starting to fall in hard now.
Yeah, it certainly
works. That works against Cygnet, I think.
Yeah, it does.
Given the position and the current score.
Boscott, brilliant. Gets around one. He loves this sort of football. Can't be marked. Coming in again, swooping, leaning, slipping. The players really struggling at the moment. That's Vincent. And looks like Barnett's given away a free kick. And it's going to be to Livingston off half-back. So Livingston looking for a kick. He's going to go long. Not a bad option from Livingston, although it needed another metre and a half. Cameron Johns with about his 7th or 8th mark, Troops.
Here's a hot tip for any coach coaching against the Huonville Lions.
Kick it away from him.
If we are kicking towards our forwards and you see Cameron Johns, kick it in the opposite direction.
And he stands out on the field too. He's got long sleeves. Ward now cramped in the pocket, kicks up, juggling Moody Mark. Doesn't get done, out of bounds, just in front. There were some faithful there earlier. They're huddled underneath the grandstand up there, drinking some beverages, keeping themselves warm. Plenty of noise still here at North Hobart Oval. Ruck contest, shoot in front. Wall came through, couldn't quite get it. Coming through was Gordon. He's starting to get a little ball. Hay shoved off the football. Spinning out of that one was Thorpe. Little handball now. Deep in defence. They're going to have to be clever here, Cygnet. They're okay from Ashland. It's still kicked into the favour of Schenk. Schenk will get there first. Did he get tapped? McIndoe will reach down. He'll get some pressure applied by him, by Cohen. Still gets the football back. And I reckon he's going to get another. And he gets a lot of free kicks, but I reckon it's gone the other way for an incorrect disposal.
Yep, Toby Cohen with the pressure there as we see Josh Fox up forward. Cohen from the wing looks up. Too far out for Josh Fox as that one slips through the fingertips, and Cam Johns, hello, sends it across the face of goal to Hay. Takes an easy mark here. He's got a running man in Golding. He goes in that direction a little further afield though, and Boscott just chops it off. Couldn't quite take the mark. Looks up, turns around. He's got Bastic in the pocket. He looks up again. He's got a shorter one on in Payton, and that kick is absolutely terrible. Payton though, spinning around, goes one way then the other, decides to send it up long. Now this is a low percentage kick, I reckon, given that Fox has about 6 Lions around him and McIndoe will mop up for the Lions.
Well, it's a low percentage kick because there's no one out back of that pack. That was the poor structure then from Cygnet. Oh, that's unlucky from Cato. Was that high?
I'm not sure exactly what that was for.
I think he might have said he jumped up high into his shoulder, but gee, incidental.
Parker takes the kick, sends it long towards Schenk. Smart work by him. Quickly kicked forward by Vincent. Dribbling ball out to half forward for the Lions, and we'll see about retirement.
You're keeping dry down there, Hoppy.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's pretty tough. And like you said, fellas, it is getting very hard to keep your feet. Momentum is it. But what about Johns? Would you suggest that I mentioned before they were manning him up? They've got to do something about that, I would have thought.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Tammins is doing now, whether he's injured or sitting on the pine, but he was manning him up there for a while as the handball came out towards Ward. Waterproof booth does well. It's a great day to be a waterproof little beaver. And we'll see a ball up here.
Good matchup when Thorpe and Boscott go against each other. Contrasting styles in many ways.
Ball up again. Schuth wins it down only as far as McIndoe, and that's a squeezy one. They look around again for a boundary throw-in, and they will, for a deliberate out of bounds rather, and they'll throw it in again.
So pull some muscles out here, some of the Cygnet players with their arms in the air flapping around a little bit, but certainly an emotive group, aren't they?
There's Mitch Doreen on the pine. Punched away nicely. Schenk, Boscott with pace, just dribbles it off the ground and he's going to get it back here. This is smart. His kick goes long. It's in Fox's advantage here. Fox just needs to kick it off the ground for a goal. He dribbles it, it's hit the post.
Well, it's a mildly disappointing result. He tried his best, but Thorpe Boscott was 3 deep then, got in front of everyone, won the ball handball. Delivery was outstanding.
It was just his will that got him across the line.
You could see it on his face, how determined he was to get it.
He's desperate, isn't he? This one comes away. Ward does well. Now in front of us here in the commentary position. McIndoe with a quick kick around the corner. It's out of bounds on the full.
I reckon Boscott could, you're right, you said in the third quarter, he's the one that could bring them back in. He's such a good user of the ball.
He did it last game these two met, and I tell you what, he can do it again.
Here's this little finessing kick. It works for Cygnet. Got to be clever about this build-up. Maybe go laterally instead of just bombing it.
They don't. See, they just defend so well, the Lions. They need to, those kicks, we saw it earlier.
Got to be
in the
lower,
piece.
don't they, as
They
well?
need to be low and hard. And I think it was McIndoe that did a similar kick in that second term.
And all they need to buddy switch play. And I realise a sweat, extra kicks, and more chance of turning it over. But the short up 45 is probably a better option.
A goal here changes everything, Peach.
Oh. Well, Bastic got hit by his own player then.
No one really wants the footy here.
It's kind of hard to score goals at the moment, but tell you what, every one of them's going to be worth a lot. But I reckon Cygnet are on here. They can just get one out of this pack. Push and shove. Fox in the ruck. McIndoe was running past. He couldn't grab it. Bastic lay some pressure. Fox again. And a boundary throw in left forward pocket late, or probably midway through the third quarter. SFL Grand Final for 2020. The battle of the Huon. The two teams from south of the saddle.
Oh, Jennings.
That was clever. Bostock, snap, Bostock. We told him, we said his name. He's got involved, and now he's delivered with a 6-pointer, and he'll go and have a break and smack Hay on the way.
And then just says
and then apologise.
Gee, I tell you what, fellas, that got him up in a bit. That was very clever play, but all the players were inside the Cygnet half then. I thought, how are they going to get one? And the creative magic of Thor Boscott, that was magical goal, a team lifter.
Hopper, you called it right. Just check him out here in the replay, thanks to Mood Food.
But look, he's on the move.
Time and space.
But he's on the move the whole time. That's just that awareness, that elite play that he's done for so many years, 10 years of senior football. Hoppy talked a lot about him. He knows him well. And a very controversial first week after the second semi, the less controversial second week for Thor Bostock.
Schuth wins it down into the sand pit. They burrow into the players. Verrill at the bottom of the pack. And Waterproof Booth comes up with it. Schuth and Paul in the ruck.
I like this setup. I like Booth, I like Schenk, I like Paul in the middle. And McIndoe as well.
Pretty even contest there. Out it comes with Jennings. Got his handball off to Cato, who was tackled high, and the umpire saw it.
He's just been in everything today, Cato.
He's been very, very
hasn't
good.
had a lot of touch. Geez, he's played strong and tough. What a great leader.
Cato sends it long down towards Fox, who takes the chest mark. Great lead,
hey,
great
Tubes,
mark.
What sort of kick was that? Low and hard into space.
Low and hard into space, Peach. We've been saying it.
Oh, you should be a coach, mate.
Well, yes, I should be, but I wouldn't remember anything from last week. That's my problem. What a kick. Unfortunately, Johns was caught a little behind.
You can't defend that, though.
No.
That's classy.
And this to put Cygnet in front, if you don't mind. In comes the champ from the Port Cygnet area. Josh Fox. He likes it off the boot. He's happy with it. Through the middle. Josh Fox has 3. Cygnet hit the front.
Wow. Well, Hoppy mentioned it. You mentioned it. The tide is turning. And I don't just mean the weather. I mean the work of Thor, Cato, the leaders. They've just dropped off their energy. McIndoe's gone a little bit quiet. Cam Johns is doing a bucket load in defence, but he cannot defend that type of kick. And Hoppy, what have you got for us?
Well, they certainly looked dangerous there, Peach, didn't they? Because the open forward line, and there was no one to run in, and Fox did a magnificent goal, and he finished off the good work. Yeah,
it's key to kick goals after you take a mark. A little hold, not called. Appleby spills the ball. It's got some Booth pressure on him. In fact, that's Douglas pressure. On the back is Paul. Paul loves getting involved when his team loses energy and loses a little bit of motivation. That's gone past Moody. They go forward again. Appleby there first. Boscott gets in there, spills off his hands. Livingston gets tackled to the ground. Roll. And there he is, Johns. Clever from Johns. Knocks out a handball. Finds Keegan. Keegan over the boundary line. And a little cuddle with his mates. And that looks like Jennings and they'll get up and recommence. What a cracking game of football, nearly 19 gone here. And we have no idea which way this game's going. The Jackson Motor Company scoreboard tube says 1 point. The difference is in the ruck.
It's tight.
Yeah. Paul with a fist gets about 30 metres advantage to his team. It might cut back in as the ball's been juggled over the boundary line. And another boundary throw in right in front of us. Let's hope Hoppy didn't get collected there. We know he's close by.
I tell you what, did you see the steam train come through? Boscott, who got Howarth, he hit him from downtown. That was a hard hit.
I wouldn't last more than 30 seconds out there if Boscott was anywhere near me. He'd flatten me and splinter me in pieces, I reckon. All right, so they need something here, Huonville, to respond. High kick up. Who's going to do the work? Hay was out there, but it's missed him. Doreen will get there first. He's got some pressure applied by Douglas. Clever by Cato. Did he keep the ball in? I still think it's in. Now the umpire says, no, it's not. Cato's involved. He's an angry man. And we're going to have a ball up here or throw in.
So boundary throwing, that was a big collision at half forward there. I think it was Douglas and maybe Parker as the boundary throwing comes in. Schuth, Ward wins it down. Where's the Barnacle? Hay got it off. Here's the Barnacle. Here he comes. Reese Douglas drives it inside forward 50. Moody at the back. Good fist thrown in there by Burnett. Now a kick off the ground by Zeetson. Out into space. Verrill and Schenk. Schenk gets it down towards Ethan Brock. Schenk picks it up and then gets burrowed over the boundary for a ball in. 20 minutes gone in the third term on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. It is Cygnet 7-6-48 leading Huonville Lions at 7-5-47. And there's Billy Lamprell just getting a little fired up down there, Poppy.
Yeah, well, look, Jackie Howarth has come off and he is getting that shoulder tape, some attention being seen to, and just getting it checked out because it's looking a bit low than the other one, just quietly, that right hand shoulder.
Got it away. The fist came from that man who's just gone to get it, and that's a great tackle again. Toby Cohen, my man, the logger, takes it at half back with a brilliant tackle on Alex Vincent. Cohen's kick is okay, lands in Verrill's arms in the long sleeves. You don't see many long sleeve whites these days, do you?
No, it's an unusual one, isn't it?
Yeah. So Verrill.
It's meant to be slimming.
Plays on. Got himself into trouble with Cato. Luckily he had support, and Cato's kick ends up down Wignall Street. Fox just doing a little bit of bossing down there.
Tell you what, we're going to struggle here soon as our commentary position's starting to fog up, Tubes. Hey, Jero, turn the demister on.
Nice long kick. Paul flew high. Out the back for Thorpe. Did a bit of spin work. Duggan with his first real possession, I guess. Handballs.
He doesn't need to get possession.
No, he doesn't.
Duggan.
He just needs to stop Mickey Paul from
the golden fist is probably what he's after.
Oh, Houth goes off. Looks like a shoulder here.
You're right.
Well picked up by Andrew Silver Fox Hopwood down on the pine. Diving on it, Quarrier, Moody, he's tackled. And we'll see another ball up, so a real arm wrestle now.
It's been good though. I mean, Huonville have just neutralised it slightly, but Cygnet, all the running, they look really dangerous. Boscott missed the punch. Cato diving back onto it. Keegan, he can't win it. Getting out of that tight spot was Brewer, and now they've got some run up into half forward. Payton might get there first. Fox with a little dish, that was neat. Payton slung. Livingston. Livingston goes in. He can't. Tripped over with Vincent. And they'll just clear. That's a brilliant kick. They've got a player out here in Ward, so just you go long to Ward, he can go short. And he's going to go long to Hay. Hay's got a player over the top. He decides to hold the football. It's okay. Douglas gets his jumper grabbed. Didn't complain, though, but no free kick out of bounds. It's a good result, though, for Cygnet because Douglas was away, Tubes.
Yeah, he certainly was, and it was smart work by Payton down in the forward line for Cygnet just to hold on to the footy a little bit longer as he was tackled.
Yeah. Parker back on the ground. He needs to get into the action. McIndoe looks like he's going to be in the ruck contest against, in fact, he's not. Boscott misses him. Doreen hacks it out just with a quick clearing kick.
Oh, great work by Golding.
So Scotland was out and managed then, and Daniel Golding, one of the trio of great defenders, kicks towards the pocket. That's okay, because Douglas got off Bastic then really easy, just with that late nudge, great awareness.
Fancies himself, the Barnacle.
I reckon the Barnacle might be about 2 steps outside his range, but you reckon he's okay, Tubes?
Back him home.
Well, it's going to be a ripper. Let's have a look now. right on 50, right on the corner. And he probably should have just nudged that one up. And the people in the grandstand there just telling him maybe his decision-making wasn't quite spot on. And it's out of bounds on the floor. We love the pantomime nature of a grand final. And there they are, Martin Duffy zooming in. We're getting all the colour and the wet of this grand final. And even though we've only got 1,000 in here, plenty of noise. Shank, Appleby high up, couldn't mark it. Johns dishes out. Found Ward. Ward will get it back. Cramped up. Ward will need to kick it. Just got a kick away. And a defensive mark taken there by Zeitzman, who's had a really good game.
Yeah, Zeitzman's been good. Or Zeitzman, as I've been told. I'm not sure which
is it
one
Zeitzman?
it is. Yep, Bastic will have to fly, and Golding comes through with a fist. So a little bit of territory gained here for the the Cygnet
Appleby going off a little limp. How's Appleby there? He's just come off the ground. Hoppy looks a bit sore.
Yeah, limping slightly, getting a quick rub down, so I think it'd be good to go very shortly.
Maybe a magic peel or a bit of magic spray. Just keep an eye on that.
Schuth wins it down.
Test him.
Nicely worked there by Cato. Handball came out from Ashland, but it was chopped off by Vincent. And we'll see another boundary thrown, so a little bit more territory gained by Port Cygnet. And there he is, the champ and coach from Cygnet.
He looks like a Drew Warrior, doesn't he? He's like he's come out of the coal mine after a 12-hour day.
Now Schuth wins it down. Out the back, here's a chance for Boscott. Off the ground, kicks it into the middle of Port North Hobart Oval.
You love Huonville Oval.
I do love Huonville Oval. I've been there the last couple of weeks. Smart work by Schenk. He's got some time and space. Gives it off to Burnett. And there's a free kick being pulled out again by the non-controlling umpire.
I'd like to know how many free kicks Schenk wins in a game. It's a lot, isn't it? He's a ball player, he's a beauty, but he wins a lot of free kicks.
He's a rubber band is what he is. Schenk just flicks it out. Nicely done there by the Barnacle. Vincent with a quick, interesting kick. Boscott, though, chopping it off in front of Mickey Paul.
Geez, he's done some league work in this quarter, Boscott.
This quarter he's really stood up. Duggan.
So much work.
Now, across the face of goal. Zeitzman's got to be good here. Otherwise, it's going to beat him across the line. Does well to keep it in, then just slid a little bit too far. Ethan Brock's there. Over it was Moody. Smart stuff. It's a 2-on-4 in favour of the Lions, and the 2 went out with a stoppage.
Zeitzman then, I think, did the right thing by keeping it in, but Brock was so quick to jump onto it and to come and lay some pressure and stop any flow.
Any opportunity, Ethan Brock loves to get near the footy.
Like a pickpocket in like a Charles Dickens novel, wouldn't he, Brock?
Schuth got the fist away. Now it comes out here, good tackle. Cato over the footy. Nice pick up there by that man and handballed off to Parker. Parker got it forward. Here comes Boscott, who caught one high. Umpire didn't see it. Wrong side for him. Now a tackle off the footy. It's called holding. So a free kick going the way of Jacob Burnett.
Just confirming too, Huonville 1 player down now. Houth has come back, but he's holding his arm. He's already got the warm-up gear on. He'll take no further part in today's game.
Gee, that could be significant, can't it? We know Cygnet are fit, and they've got some run, and that man's fit.
Yeah, comes off for a well-earned break too, Peach.
Just playing loose in defence at the moment, Boscott, which is smart, just to keep this one at the scoreline it is.
So, boundary throw-in, Schuth out the back, Jennings coming through Harvelsthorpe, now off to Parker. Parker just dribbles one forward. Oh, smart and strong.
Not a mark, but
Douglas.
Yep.
If it's not a mark, it's a free kick for a hold.
Yeah.
So he had a shot from a similar distance. He won't do it again.
Well, he might be in a better angle for his right boot, possibly.
Yeah, he won't have a shot again, surely. He might. Reece Douglas sends it up. It's a horrible kick off the boot, through about 7 sets of fingers and kicked away by Gordon. Douglas, Parker, got the handball out. Cato, hands and feet. Verrill off to Livingston. And this one comes out towards Lane. Lane now should be happy to see that one across the line, and he is.
He's having a break at the moment, Lane. I really like his ruck work today. He's just kind of playing centre half, but maybe just getting back in the ruck. There's a bit of thigh.
Oh, we might need the 15+ rating happening down here. As that one's again, Cato does well. Housing laid the tackle. Golding. That might be, beg your pardon, it might be Keegan.
Yeah, Keegan there, tackled by 2. Right, so getting dragged up was Bastic. And we've got a couple left, probably only 30 seconds maybe going by the last few quarters. We have had a few goals kicked, but not a mountain. Schuth in there. Ward over the top. Dashing through is Cato. Just found a little bit of area then to work on. Great contest there in front of us. Chasing it down is Scotland. Daniel Golding in front of him and over the boundary line.
Tammins might have moved on to Alex Vincent, who's getting plenty of the footy too today.
Good call, Tubes. Watching out in the game. My window's frosted up, so I can't see out at the moment. Must be too much wind coming out of me. Yeah, I'll never get the good seats. McIndoe, he tries to hack it off the ground. Bastick, another hack off the ground. Gee, they're really going for it at the moment. Pick the ball up, gentlemen. Middle of North Hobart Oval now. Moody, he slips over. It's getting a little more slippery. McIndoe, Shank. Shank was clever, tried to tap it out. Tried to find Rawson. Rawson couldn't grab it. He might get it again, Rawson. He's going, should I lay a break or should I lay a pressure? And there is the siren. It's 3/4 time. And the Elevate Wealth Solutions SFL Grand Final for 2020. And there is some noise as a player down. Your thoughts, Tubes, in that quarter?
Yeah, well, it's Cygnet 7-6-48, leading Huonville 7-5-47. The goal kickers for Cygnet, 3 to Josh Fox, 2 to Thor Boscott, who was incredible that quarter. Livingston and Cohen. For the Huonville, it is 3 to Mickey Paul, 2 to Ethan Brock, then singles to McIndoe and Barnett. Only the one behind scored for Huonville in that term, which really puts them behind the 8 ball as far as this term. It actually puts them only down by the smallest of margins. Hoppy, how's the feeling boundary side?
Well, it's interesting. Poor old Jackie Howarth, upgrade. He does look somewhat distraught, and I've just been informed he is heading off to hospital. The shoulder is dislocated. So that's very, very sad news for that young man. But yeah, just down here at ground level, there's a high level of excitement. All the players, the leading players, you've got your captains over there trying to get their charges. And funnily enough, it actually seems calmer now on the Cygnet side than the Huonville side. So for the very, very first time, Huonville certainly under the pump.
Yeah,
all right,
good call.
We'll take a quick break here, Pete. Sorry, you
No, I was going to say,
we
we can see that in the game. I just want to reiterate, they have calmed down and made some better decisions. But, gee, we don't know where this one's going to go. We couldn't pick it. It's a point of difference, Tubes. Looking forward this last quarter.
Certainly is. We'll take a quick break here at Duff TV. We'll be right back with the final stanza of this Elevate Wealth SFL Seniors Grand Final between Cygnet and Huonville here live on Duff TV. We'll be right back. Stick around.
Centrally located on Level 2, 15 Victoria Street in the heart of Hobart CBD, Elevate Wealth is the home for all your financial advice needs. Delivering financial advice to all Tasmanians, Elevate Wealth ensures it provides its clients with certainty, clarity and direction with confidence. Whether it's superannuation or investment advice, cash flow and budgeting, insurance or wealth protection, help with Centrelink or retirement planning, the team at Elevate Wealth are here to help. Elevate Wealth is a proud sponsor of the Southern Football League 2020 Final Series and is offering the local community a no-obligation, free advice consultation that can be registered via the following link. Elevate Wealth, supporting local grassroots football, building stronger ties with the Tasmanian local community.
At Clennett's Mitre 10, we've been around for a while. In the 1800s, we began carving a living from the forests of the south, learning to use the right tool for the job, making sure the job was done just right. Well, our history continues to shape our future. Mighty local, mighty helpful. Clennett's Mitre 10.
Right now, you need a property agent with skill and empathy. Call me today, Alison Rogers at EIS Property for your market appraisal.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate. Bit dusty there, buddy. Pipe down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but
Bisley Workwear. We've got you covered.
Hoppy, you were out there at three-quarter time. What's the message?
Well, it was very interesting because it was the leaders from Cygnet who took over. Boscott not only led from the way he played, but he actually took over in the huddle and urged his players on and got a sense of calm. But in the other, it was fascinating. It was shades of circa 1973, Alan Appleton with the veins coming out, the Parkin style as well from Lampler, who was just pleading with his players to give everything in this last stanza.
Well, this is it as we go into the final quarter of the Elevate Wealth 2020 Grand Final for the SFL. The ball moves forward. Doreen does well, gets caught up by Johns, and we'll see a ball up. Peach, what are your thoughts?
I've got no idea which way this game's going to go. I've got nothing to give you, mate. No, look.
No, thanks for nothing. That's good.
Mark me down for useless.
Yep.
I think Huonville need to be really clever here because Cato, and there they are, and Boscott are getting involved. Should have been a free kick to Cato, and just a little sore there at the moment is Thorpe, but Thorpe's limping too. What the worrying sign here for Huon was a player down in their rotation. There might be a second player. Is a decent corky there on Thorpe.
Yep. So a ball up here, just forward to centre for the Port. Douglas ducks into it, knows no other way. Burrows in, look at him go. He gets it out towards that man who kicks it off the ground. I think it was Gordon. Boscott picks it up and he's wrapped up in a McIndoe tackle. Diving on it was Jennings. And we'll see a ball up here.
First couple of minutes is going to be critical because I don't expect there's going to be more than 1 or 2 goals kicked for the quarter. It's going to get more contested. What we've seen so far in all the finals I've covered, and even the junior footy in wet conditions, not many scores in last quarter as players get tired from a very fatigued season.
Yep, absolutely. So the umpire there, Nick Merritt-Smith, calls a ball up. Was that a little bit of lightning there? Maybe. Doreen taps it down.
And Tammers has hurt a bit too. He's just hurt on his sternum. He's off the back here.
Rolling ball out the back. As you say, the handball came out to no one in particular. Kicking it off the ground was Tammers. Diving on it desperately was Doreen. Now the handball came out. Rawson can't quite pick it up. McIndoe and a new jumper does okay. That's caught holding the footy.
And you know what? If he had have just sort of fallen forward, it wouldn't have been holding the ball. It's one of those ones you...
Short kick was on. Lane came out to meet it. Golding does well. Gets it off to Thorpe, who seems to have bounced back. Out it comes for Brewer. Brewer similarly can't quite get it. Cohen out the back. Jennings with a kick to the tops of the square. And it's going to be Barnett who just collects the footy. He's tackled hard. Lane can't quite get a hold of it. Now Brewer from the pocket sends one down towards his charges. Boscott got
Boscott got pushed off here.
It.
Yeah, great call by the umpire. This has been called in football all year. And I don't know if the umpires have made an effort. The guy who's near the ball going for it, if he's pushed, and you'll see here on the replay there, definitely pushed. I love it. I want to see the best players jump at it. Deserve free kick to Boscott.
Well, Thor Boscott will go back now. Hoppy, you've known this young man for a long, long time. Chances?
Oh, he loves the big occasion. Straight through.
Young lad come down there from the Colts game, just to give him some encouragement.
And here comes Thor Boscott. Unfortunately, pushes across the face of goal. He's missed everything but mark.
It's been marked.
Pass. He turns around and says, play on.
Is that a
all clear? No, behind. Well,
absolute bedlam. Absolute. Everything was. What just happened?
Well,
I don't even know who got the ball.
Josh Fox took the mark.
Yeah.
And then
He
played on quickly and kicked it behind. Johns sends it long. Doreen underneath it. Coming hard at the footy. Bastick does well. Burrows in with his head. Off the ground, Vincent. Now to the waterproof booth. And we'll see a ball in.
I'll tell you one thing, fellas. Boscott got plenty of advice on how to kick that from the wet area.
He celebrated a mark.
When I say wet area, not me standing on my own under the umbrella, I'm talking lubrication.
Everywhere's wet at the moment, isn't it, out there? So throw in here, and the fist coming down of Doreen, who's gone into the ruck. Schenk after it, the boundary line will beat him. And there we are, down in the trenches where Silver Fox is doing it tough. And unfortunately, you have to stay there for another 25 because you're going to have to keep an eye and sniff out the last few changes who might be injured. the last machinations of this grand final, what's been a gripping season. It's great that football has occurred. Doreen tries to get to front position and punches it. Schenk will get the punch though and the tap, and Schenk on his left to the middle of the ground. Chase on here. Coming out is Booth, I should say Brock, taps it to himself, hot on the tail of him. There's a lot of pressure there done by Tammers. Tammers misses it. Now it's on to Gordon. Swings around. Tammers with a nice bit of a block. Tammers goes high. Should go over the boundary line. Not quite. Tammers again. Quick kick out of there. Up towards half forward. Keegan.
Reverse foul.
Keegan. Well, Keegan, that was actually in his shoulder, so it's okay. Smacked off that one. Barnett. Neat handball. Spinning around was Peyton. Peyton misses it. Boscott. I think that's a free. No, it's still on. Boscott's got it. Now it's a free. Wow.
Yeah,
well, he's having a run here, and he's going to have his second opportunity in front of his faithful, mostly his faithful.
Well, if he celebrated a kick to a bloke in the pocket, how's he going to celebrate if he kicks a goal?
Well, he's probably lucky in that free kick, but the rub of the green may be going his way. So Thor Boscott taking his time. The Huon supporters are going with some noise. The Cygnet supporters are singing. And Boscott's gone about 10 metres to the left. He's got to get back around. Got to straighten up.
I feel a little bit for Housing there because it was a tough free kick.
Yeah, really tough. So Thor Boscott has come from State League. He's joined this club. From 45, it's coming back. It's coming back, but not enough. Fox at the last minute. Nearly another pass to Fox. And a behind, a handy one, 3 points. They might do it in behinds because we saw that from Lauderdale and the Colts. They nearly won from just kicking behinds in the last quarter.
Gee, that's a good kick. Quarrier came out to meet it.
Great by Quarrier, so he's got it now. Deep off half back, he's been useful again. He's spinning the ball around in his fingers. He thinks short's not a bad option. He looks for Paul. Paul drops it. Knock off the ball, look like a free kick. And I think it will be a free kick. And they're disappointed, but they're going to get it.
Go to Boscott. Boscott with his head over the footy.
He gave away 2 free kicks, and I criticised him. He's now won 4 in this quarter.
Lane takes the mark on the lead. Too far out to score, I think. He's got Fox with space, needs to pop it up into that area. Fox instead goes into the pocket, which is a tough kick and a tough mark. It's going to float over the back. Lane with a beauty from deep. And it takes special things to win a grand final. Is that enough?
How about that from Fox? He was still involved. I reckon he's playing. I just laid a little shepherd. Hoppy, can you feel it? Can you sense it?
I can. It's very fascinating down here. The body language of Huonville, if you are watching from down that area, it is slightly deflating. They seem somewhat bewildered at the charge that is coming from the Cygnet boys.
Well, we can hear in the effects, Mike. We hope you can hear it at home. Here on Duff TV, all those people with our biggest audience we've ever had live. It's bucketing down with the rain that wasn't meant to be coming, but it is. Jennings misses it. Thorpe, who got knocked earlier, half forward. Paul, arms reach up, misses him. Kick off the ground, back to Paul. Cato there first. He can't grab it. Cato gets some support from Scotland. A rushed kick out. Look who's there. The man who's everywhere, Johns. He couldn't get it. Johns goes down and lays a little push. Guess what? Free kick to Livingston. Oh, no, it's going the other way. So Livingston thought it. I thought it was a Livingston. He's called it for holding the football. So deep into, well, I should say, in the middle of the ground. Yeah, the little wheeling Rawson. Rawson's kick is a little bit off. Cato now. Stops, props, short. Hasn't worked. So Huonville, a few possessions now. Vincent, who's had a splendid game. And one of Tubes Taylor's favourites is Vincent. Looks further up. There's a lead on in the pocket. Brock comes. Brock stops. Nearly marked. Dropped through there. Goes past Booth. Hack back out again. McIndoe. High ball. Paul and Duggan. Paul and Duggan. A Duggan fist still in play. Need to be chopped off here. Sneaky little handball out by Gordon. Hacked off the ground by Doreen. Now there's some run here. Jennings with a handball out. Cygnet need a steady short kick on. Doesn't. Misses him. Callum Rawson goes past him. Now it's been picked up by Vincent. And unfortunately, just a bit of rush play from both sides, and Tubes is saying, slow it down.
Slow it down here, Doreen. His kick goes long up towards Livingston, but a nice mark taken there by Tom Keegan.
It's turned.
He's been excellent.
Huonville are getting the ball. They push their half backs up, Tubes, and they're stopping that kick out from Cygnet at the moment. Good coaching.
Keegan goes long. Doreen, they're just playing kick to kick, these two. The number 12 for Cygnet and the number 15 for the Lions.
Tell you what, Mickey Paul was livid with that kick, absolutely livid.
Not sure who that was to. It just sits out here now. Ward been excellent all day. Quick kick off the ground by Livingston into space. Now there's a running race. Who's down there first? It's Toby Cohen who pops it up. There's a man down there, Patton. Oh, Fox, smart. Dodges around a couple. Just taps it out to the advantage of an opposition player there. And that man, Keegan, Quarrier, ran into two. Vincent can't quite. Quarrier again. Here comes Toby Cohen, kicked off the ground by Quarrier. Going through there was Rawson. Rawson with a little handball to no one in particular, and that's out of bounds on the full.
Yes, it's tough. It's out of bounds. It's really tough at the moment, and both teams are starting to slow a little bit, which is only going to make it more congested.
Short kick is on. Works out okay to Ward. Liam Ward, that is. Not to be confused with his...
Is that on the full? No.
No.
He just sort of tricked us.
Yep. That kick's a scrubber. McIndoe's been very good. His kick is smothered. Now a chance here for Verrill, who got the handball over the top. Doreen got his handball off. Now running around is Gordon. Gordon with some time and space. Going across the face of goal. Dangerous. Scotland saw Mickey Paul coming. That's a free kick. Umpire missed it. Mickey Paul does well. Makes advantage of a tough one.
Some cramp out there as well. You've got to say, it looked initially like an okay kick, but it's always dangerous when the ball's slippery, and that's what happened. You'll see on the Mood Food replay. Look, the kick's on, but unfortunately ran too close, and it's such a hard ball to mark at the moment. And look at Paul. He got it through, only just with your favourite Tubes, the little dribbler.
Yeah, I like those from Mickey Paul, and Mickey Paul goes over to a man who looks to have
That's
done
a hamstring. Yeah, I thought it might actually be cramp, maybe.
Back in the middle, ruck contest. Douglas does well again. The kick came out the back. Parker off to Thorpe. Thorpe with time and space goes long down towards Mickey Paul. Strong in front, out the back. Chance for that man in Brock. Can't quite. Doreen with some time and space. His handball missed the mark. Ashland needs to kick off the ground. It's gone out of bounds. If that's called deliberate, I'm not here. It's not.
Hoppy, any injury concerns down there because it's getting brutal.
There is one or two. There's a couple came off from Cygnet. That was interesting. That kick Huonville appealed for, but it actually came off their boot.
That's why I said if it's out of bounds on deliberate, I'm not here. Brock, smart, Shank, quick, around the corner. Here's a chance for McIndoe. He's wrapped up by Saul Boscott, who tried to tackle and kick it away. Chance over the back for Shank. Shank off the ground. Goal!
Oh, holy trousers. Martin Duffy.
Well, Huonville are in front by 3 points. Opportunistic stuff from Matthew Shank. What a game of footy we're watching here on Duff TV.
I love Shank. I'm saying it now. And this goal, I love every more. He's got it out of the pack here. Look, he keeps moving forward. McIndoe, great. And a throw from McIndoe. Unlucky there for Boscott. And then look at that. 1-2. And he goes again. And look at the dive. Oh, that's got us excited. And it's got the Huonville faithful. They are excited.
Still plenty of time left in this game of footy. It's one down by Schuth. Out to the back to Boscott, who gets it forward. Now a chance for Livingston. He can't quite get past Rawson, but he does okay. Gets it off the ground and forces a stoppage inside forward 50.
Well, what a grand final. They've had some beauties, the women's, the Colts, the reserves. Launceston have broken the drought. They beat North Launceston by 2 goals in the State League grand final. I'll be chatting to Mitch during the week. I'm sure he'll be absolutely a hoot with that win. We've got probably the best grand final of the lot, though, here. It's a ripper, Tubes.
Yep.
None of us really know what's going to happen.
Off the ground, that kick will be forced out of bounds again.
But it's this ebb and flow, isn't it? Just like the second semi, a little bit like the prelim too that Huonville were involved in. It ebbs and flows and changes and turns. It's such a great narrative.
I've got to tell you, Peach, I've had a real treat being involved with the SFL this year through Duff TV. It's been a really wondrous season. And it's got the grand final finish it deserves. The handball comes out, Boscott with strength, but guess who? Cam Johns on the end of that one.
Look how calm Cam Johns is. I bet when he dances, he looks good. So Cam Johns, you go, Tubes.
His kick goes long. Bastic at the back. Only man out there, though, is Rawson. Handball's off to a running man, and now they're out. Thorpe sends it inside forward 50 again. Mickey Paul with strength. Duggan fell over at a horrible time. The Barnacle just ducked into that one. And we'll see another stoppage.
Geez, tough, isn't he? Holding the ball. I don't mind that. I can understand that's technically the rule. I mean, it's an unlucky one, but it's technically there. I mean, they'd be disappointed if you're a Huonville supporter with that.
Tammins at centre wing. Looks up. Just sits it high. But guess who's down there? Johns. Arriving late, out the back to Rawson. Rawson with a clever kick out towards that man in Moody. And we'll see another boundary throw-in. So Cygnet 8-8-56, trail the Huonville Lions 9-5-59, 15 minutes gone on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. And there they are, the Huonville faithful have made the trip across the saddle.
Gee, they're rugged up too, aren't they?
Well, it's cold, mate. It's freezing.
Yeah, it is cold. To get a bit closer to you, I reckon, in a minute.
Boundary throw-in here again. Ward has been immense in the ruck. Jennings hard at the footy.
Nearly a free kick.
Yep, Boss got out the back. Jennings goes at it again. Here's a chance for Jackson Gordon. He's got it in the middle of North Hobart Oval. Almost sells the candy to the umpire. Fox at the back. Here's a chance for Appleby. Just needs to get rid of it. Brilliant tackle by Johns. Not rewarded. Underneath the footy, Keegan punches it away. Here's a chance for Vincent. He gets it off to Rawson with a bit of time and space, a little bit more than he thought. His kick is a good one. Finds a man in Parker. Parker's handball a little too much. Waterproof Booth gets it off, and Cygnet will clear through Jackson.
Well, it's frenetic stuff. Good couple of minutes there, Tubes Taylor. Now that's just booted off the ground. It's okay. Moody was out there, and that'll give him a breather just for a few moments out of bounds. So they actually look a little bit more composed at the moment. Is that what you're feeling, Hoppy? Huonville is settling down?
You've hit the nail on the head there, Pete. They are more composed, and there are some concerns over at Cygnet at the moment. They are looking a bit worried on their brow.
Where's Boscott at the moment? I can't see him near the ball. Is he on
the ball, just about right
there he is
now?
No, there he is, getting the football right on cue. Dishes out a handball, missed his target. He was trying to find Verrill. Verrill misses it. Running pass was Thorpe, and Moody with a tackle. It's a good one. Verrill dragged to the ground.
What an intense game of footy we're witnessing here today, thanks to Elevate Wealth. Unbelievable stuff.
So in the ruck is Ward, Schuth in there as well. Nearly grabbing it was Scotland's had a good game. Schuth just puts it high into the air. Keegan wins it down, taps it in front of himself. He has to go back. Rawson knocks it out, can't find a teammate. Now he does. There's the youngster, hooks it over his head. It's okay. Booth in there. Barnett. Hay misses it. Little kick off the ground. Shank grabs it. Kick the last goal. Keeps it in front of himself. He's got Douglas just on the side of him. Douglas gets a handball. Mickey Paul on the outside. McIndoe kicks it high. Should have probably handballed it off in the rush. And it's out of bounds on the fall. And Mickey Paul was there. And you know what, Tubes? It's so exciting. We've actually got a leak inside the commentary box right in front of me.
That's not a leak.
I don't know what's going on. No one's on top of us there. So
short one's on.
Yeah, should kick. So Zeitzman's got the ball deep on half back. He looks for an option, decides. No, he's going to go. Well, he's undecided. Now he comes back this way. It's probably not the best one. He was looking for Scotland. Coming through was Johns, spinning around. Nearly clever by Johns. It's picked up here. Hay, tight. Hay swings. Hay goals. Massive moment for the Lions. Hay with a beauty. Opportunist. Worked his socks off. And Huonville have a little lead.
Well, when things get tight, the cream rises to the top. And what a great contest it was on the far half forward line. We'll go right back here. Cam Johns with a kick inside forward 50. Brilliant stuff. And Hay, really clever just to bend it around. And no man on the line. Zeitzen, you can see there, just devastated and capturing the moment. The cameraman does well.
That'd be a good moment, might be in the Mercury, but what a goal.
9 points the margin here in favour of the Lions. Out it comes for McIndoe. Ward, been immense in the ruck. Quick little dribble forward, off the ground. That one's marked by Johns though. Umpire says not 10, play on. Gee, it seemed like it went an eternity. Out it comes for Schenk. Schenk plays on and kicks it deep inside forward 50. Working it beautifully, Brock.
Now they're asking for a push, but I reckon that was okay for Brock. There was certainly an arm guard, didn't seem to extend. Fair call from the umpire, and we'll see on the Mood Food replay a little nudge in the side. Perfectly fine in a game of Aussie rules.
Well, Ethan Brock hasn't kicked a goal since the first term. He had an out on the full in the second. We haven't seen much of him in that third and until now. This could be the sealer for the William Leach medalist.
What a moment.
Huge moment. In he comes to put them up by 15 points. What shoes has he got on today? In he comes, he likes it off the ground, he's fired up, Ethan Brock. Through the middle for a goal. 3 goals to Ethan Brock. It's a 4-goal term in favour of Cygnet. And they're celebrating pretty hard already, but we know that these terms can go a long time,
Yeah,
Peach.
it's a 10 minutes to go, if not even 11. They are long quarters. The time on factor. Here's a kick, here's a shot. A very deliberate shot on goal. And I'm interested, Hoppy, what does Cygnet need to do to turn this around?
Gee whiz, it could be a mountain too high to climb. I'd like to see Boscott certainly stay on the ground when he's a bit tired, go forward and be a target down there.
Yeah, he's been in the middle a bit, but I don't mind that as we're in the middle, trying to whack the ball. A lot of kicks off the ground. Parker in there. Oh, gee, the ball nearly got deflated. Clever handball. Boscott, brilliant, but Boscott, outstanding.
I've got to say, that was well called, Hoppy. That was unbelievable from Thor Boscott. He was in everything then. He smothered, he kicked, he just watched everything. And
Look
then
at that smother.
Unbelievable.
He nearly
and then,
swallowed the ball.
Why not blaze away there and have a shot on goal? Instead, he spots up Toby Cohen, who can go back and have a shot to bring the margin back to 9 points.
What do you reckon? I reckon this is on the money.
It's got to be. If Cygnet are any chance.
So they need to respond. And that's not going to work. And in fact, it didn't even make the distance. It spindles through from behind. And that is the result of a slippery ball and a poor execution. So Johns will bring it in. 9 minutes probably left, so plenty of time. And the amount they love him, don't they? They love the little Barney called Barnett. Turns it around. Chipped. It's okay to Hay, who kicked a goal a few moments ago to give the momentum towards the Lions. The merged team of Huonville and Franklin. Shank, Duggan over the top. Duggan's punch results in the ball thumping into the fence and out of bounds. There's some movement here on the bench. As a very gifted Joey Doreen, looks like he's going straight into the ruck. So Schuth will take it now. Dancing around, looking for some energy. Schuth wins that to Ward. Schuth goes again, can't get it. Just a slappy kick up into the middle. Tubes has called it the sandpit. There's actually quite a lot of sand there. Clever from Vincent. Geez, he's been good today. Vincent goes high, and that's a little hole. That's going to be a free kick given away. Oh, it's gone the other way. Well, Brockett's got the free kick. I don't think I saw that one, Tubes.
We'll see this in the move for a replay. There's definitely a hold there. Just got the front of his jumper.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
A little bit of both ways, but unfortunately Zeitson held on a little bit longer.
Yeah, I was still going to say in the third quarter, it's going to sound redundant now, but if Brock gets 2 touches in the last quarter, it'll probably be 2 goals. And this is his second touch. He's certainly dangerous because he brings the ball to the ground. He's crafty. He nudges the ball. It's not a day as he pulls his underpants up, trying to dry the ball. That's probably the only dry bit on him at the moment, his underpants. So Ethan Brock to kick 2 goals in 2 minutes to make it very difficult for Cygnet. This is for Huonville. What's he done? That's what he's done. He's kicked a goal, and the Lions come in, and they hug Ethan Brock, and that could be a stanza of 20 points, and 20 points too much for the Port.
Well, they've kicked 5 in this term, Peach, and 5 straight. 5 goals straight.
In the wet.
In the wet.
Is it still raining down there, Hoppy?
Oh, she's raining, boys. Don't you worry about that.
I was about to say, is the sun about to come out, but that'd be cheeky, wouldn't it?
I think it is a little cheeky, Peach, but you're known for your cheek. And there he is celebrating too, the William Leach medalist. Well, it ends out being a 20-point margin at the moment in favour of the Huonville Lions. McIndoe around the corner, gets it forward. Trying hard all day has been Brewer. He can't quite get it off. Barnacle off to Schenk. Schenk down inside forward 50. Zeitson is going to get a free kick.
He played in front, didn't he? And that's a good position to be against Brock.
So Zeitson sends it across the face of goal. Must be bold. Out it comes. Don't tell me Housing's going to get a goal. No. Out it comes now. It's kicked away nicely there by the Cygnet defence. Just tapping it over the top. Quarrier looks up. Can steady. Sends it inside forward 50. Brock goes back with a flight. Paul gets a kick on goal.
High tackle.
Finn. Yep, that's going the way of Zeitson.
Look at his eyes nearly popped out of his head then, Mickey Paul. He wanted that one, didn't he?
Certainly did. Love to get a 5-pack in the grand final. Zeitson. Long. Punched away by Huonville. They really need to get going here. Tammins, handballs out to Appleby. Appleby's kick is out on the full. Could have had a mark there, Hoppy.
Yeah, straight at the top of the old veterans bonce, that one. High, wide and handsome.
So, in it comes for Rawson.
So Rawson high into the pocket. Paul at the back, floating through there. Brock in there. Hay tight. Has he got enough space? Hay off the ground. It's punched through from behind, got us excited. Reece Ward was involved. He's had a beauty. Been involved all throughout this game. Right, so Cygnet with some run. They're trying to get some play on off half-back. They need to take some risks and get up the middle of the ground. That's not going to work. Schenk in there, picked it up, tackled as he was about to kick the football. Kick off the ground. Get it over the boundary here. Douglas tight in the pocket.
Smart.
Brock picks it up. He's nudged off it. Off the ground. Hey, it's been barreled off the boundary. The goalkeeper. And a minor. Handy point.
Gee, they look a bit slow here, Cygnet.
Well, they've run out of puck. Boscott, he can't get it. Picked it up, Barnett. Hay turns around for the winner. Hay delivers in spring.
Well, sad times for the Cygnet Footy Club. Their first grand final for a long, long time. And Hay, so smart in front of goal, kicks the sealer.
He's looked likely, hasn't he? Look at the celebration on the bench. That is it, you've got to say.
Tell you what, there too, Pete. It was interesting. For the first time, I actually saw a smile come to the face of Tim Lamprell.
Right, so Cato, last bunch. Boscott, been so brave today after a big couple of weeks. Schuth, Johns stays on his feet. Johns classy, clever handball over the top to Ward. Ward off half-back, kicks it up towards half-forward, and chopping off and taking out is Brewer. Brewer need to play on. They're probably out of it though, but there's still a spark. Fox, not Fox in stack. Doreen throws. Johns off the ball. Clever handball out to Ward. Bastic comes in and punches it. Rawson fumbles the ball. Keegan misses it. Still a opportunity for Bastic. He just hacks it out via a shoveling style of handball. Trying to find Cohen. Cohen knocked to ground. Now it's Rawson. The umpire says play on. Now the whistle's blown. There's a player down. I think it's okay. Now it's not. Well, Rawson's just slung him to the ground. He's given away a free kick. And that's how it is. It's Appleby. Hey, he's involved with Rawson. Rawson's a calm character, although trouble. He did give away. Short option in the pocket. Well, gee, that looked like a big clash coming through as a big Fox rush through. Rawson just gets it out of defence. There's another whistle on play. It's getting a little sloppy down there, Hoppy. What can you see?
Yeah, it is. A little few undisciplined acts, a little bit of frustration. I think then they've glanced up at the scoreboard and they can sense, the Cygnet boys, that maybe this one has slipped away.
Well, the Huon fans are coming down from the Doug place to stand. They're getting close. They're getting ready for a presentation. Tubes Taylor has to consider who's going to be the best player on the ground. You've got the suspicion. Tubes Taylor, take it away.
Out it comes now. Nice mark taken by Doreen. Maybe a little bit too late, though. Some of these quarters have gone for 36 minutes. Doreen, short to Jennings. Got Booth on the mark, short one, finds Bastic. Bastic plays on quickly, sends it long. Boscott worked under the ball, Rawson takes a mark easy. And there it is. The siren goes on the Elevate Wealth SFL season. The grand final and premiers are the Huonville Lions, 13-7-85, defeat the Cygnet Footy Club, 8-9-57. And they're on the field from the Valley. What an entertaining game of footy we saw, Peach. Goal kickers for Cygnet, 3 to Josh Fox, 2 to Thor Boscott, Braden Livingston and Toby Cohen and Jordan Lane with 1 each. For the Huonville Lions, it was 4 to Mickey Paul, 4 to Ethan Brock, 2 to Dylan Hay, then singles to Tristan Barnett, Matt Schenk, What a game of footy we saw.
Well, the Battle of the Huon has resulted in that. The team, one had to win. You felt both teams deserved it, but the run and energy of Huonville was just a little bit too much, and they take out the premiership. This lovely club, merged entity of Franklin and Huonville Bulldogs. They've joined forces and they've produced a grand final victory. I've got to say, so many good players I want to mention. Cameron Johns never plays a bad game. I love Reece Douglas's way. Reece Ward, such a versatile and athletic player. Alex Vincent was just smooth. Matty Schenk was brilliant. James McIndoe had an awesome third quarter when they needed to lift. A bunch of goals again from Mickey Paul, but Dylan Hay had a purple patch in that last quarter. He was involved. He kicked a couple of crucial goals, and now the Hoppy's helicopter's coming, has he?
I was just going to say the Duff TV helicopter's just going over the top, but you could see there, fellas, it was a tsunami of Huonville supporters. They just had to get out and congratulate the men that have done them so proud down there. Did you see that comeback? I didn't see it coming, to be honest. The body language for me was all swinging towards Cygnet, but Huonville just found a way, and congratulations to them. Magnificent performance.
Yeah, I think that's a story, though, isn't it, between these two teams, Tubes, and in that second semi. It's really hard to see which momentum's going either way, and in the end, we didn't see it. Look at that. Douglas is trying to smack a beer down while being hugged. Oh, that's magnificent. And by the way, there are COVID rules about no one entering the ground. Yeah. We'll just let this one play out. It's deserved, Huonville. What a game from Cygnet.
I think what it says is that the footy in the Huon Valley is strong, and if these two sides can stay together, there's going to be a rivalry that is built up even further into the future.
Well, I feel like there's a few more players going down towards Cygnet. Huonville have kept their players for a period of time, and in saying that, so have Cygnet. And there's a guy, I think that's Keegan, just swallowed a beer full, and what a magnificent effort. So once again, what an effort from Cygnet to make the grand final. Often coming through the second semi when you finish lower isn't always the way you want to do it. Huonville had to fight it the hard way by beating Lindisfarne last week, and now they've got the glory.
They certainly do, Peach. All right. We're going to cross down now to the presentation area for the presentation of the Premiership medallions, the Best on Ground medal, and of course, the Premiership Cup. Thank you very much, Peach.
Yeah, Tubes, wonderful season from you this year. I know you've been heavily involved. You've done a bunch of games. Massive job to G-Funk Martindale, best pots and pans man in all of Tasmania. Martin Duffy, great work to you, Ben Duffy today. And the little buzzard, our favourite, Jack Russell Duffy. Great job from him. And Silver Fox coming in and providing a little bit of class for the last few minutes of commentary. Well, and we certainly needed it.
He brings respect, doesn't he, the Silver Fox? And thanks so much, Hoppy, for coming along. Congratulations must go to the Huonville Lions. We'll cross down now to the presentation area for the presentation of the medals and the Premiership Cup for the Elevate Wealth SFL Grand Final. The premiers this year, the Huonville Lions.
Brock gets 2 touches in the last quarter, it'll probably be 2 goals. And this is his second touch. He's certainly dangerous because he brings the ball to the ground. He's crafty. He nudges the ball. It's not a day as he pulls his underpants up, trying to dry the ball. That's probably the only dry bit on him at the moment, his underpants. So Ethan Brock to kick 2 goals in 2 minutes to make it very difficult for Cygnet. This is for Huonville. What's he done? That's what he's done. He's kicked a goal, and the Lions come in and they hug Ethan Brock, and that could be a stanza of 20 points, and 20 points too much for the Port.
Well, they've kicked 5 in this term, Peach, and
back. They need to take some risks and get up the middle of the ground. That's not going to work. Schenk in there, picked it up, tackled as he was about to kick the football. Kick off the ground. Get it over the boundary here. Douglas tight in the pocket.
Smart.
Brock picks it up. He's nudged off it. Off the ground. Hey, it's been barreled off the boundary. The goalkeeper. And a minor. Handy point.
Gee, they look a bit slow here, Cygnet.
Well,
they
they've
look
run out of
heavy-legged.
puck. Boscott, he can't get it. Picked it up. Barnett. Hay turns around for the winner. Hay delivers in spring.
Sends it long. Boscott worked under the ball. Rawson takes a mark easy. And there it is. The siren goes on the Elevate Wealth SFL season. The grand final and premiers are the Huonville Lions. 13-7-85 defeat the Cygnet Footy Club. 8-9-57. And they're... If we can ask the spectators to please vacate the ground for a moment, please, just the players on the ground due to COVID restrictions, that'd be wonderful. Congratulations to the Huonville Footy Club. Well done on a great season, and commiserations to the Cygnet boys. Your club has been well represented this year. Congratulations to the Colts. And if you can keep your side together, I'm sure this rivalry between your 2 clubs will go on into the future. I'd like to ask the coach from the Cygnet Footy Club, Ben Cato, to come forward and say a couple of words. Being interviewed at the moment, which is a little rude. We'll get to him in a minute, but I'll ask Russell if you'd like to say a few words on behalf of the SFL. The president of the SFL, Russell Young.
Thank you. Fellas, if we ever, with the hard year that we've had and the difficulties we've had of getting football up and running, we couldn't have asked for a better game of football than our grand final. So I'd just like to congratulate both sides for a wonderful effort.
Thanks very much, Russell. Guys, we'll just a bit of respect, please, from the supporters. It'd be wonderful. It was an excellent game of footy. Now to present the Gorringe Martin Medal for the best on ground, Russell Young. It goes to, from the Huonville Footy Club, a part-time ruckman, number 7, Reece Ward. Reece? All right, made a few words, that's okay. Ben Cato from the Cygnet Footy Club, if you'd like to say a few words on behalf of your club.
First, commiseration to my boys. I couldn't have asked for any more effort. Obviously, in the end, it didn't go our way, but it's been a couple of big couple of weeks. maybe a little bit of experience in the end maybe cost us, but fantastic. The Huonville boys, congratulations. 2 tough games coming in. We had the week off, so we thought we might have the legs maybe, but you battled through, so fantastic, boys. Well done. Enjoy it.
Presenting the medals for the premiership there will be Russell Young, but firstly I'd like to ask the coach from the Huonville Lions, Billy Lamprell, to come forward and say a few words.
Obviously, firstly, commiserations to Cygnet. Obviously been fantastic all year. Massive rivalry with our footy club. 2 classic games and another classic one to finish it off. Wish you all the best to going forward. Stick together and let's drive the Huon as a powerhouse for this this league. To our boys, it's been a while coming, but you blokes, you know, we got challenged in that last bit. And your determination at the end there to really rattle home was outstanding, and one of the best feelings you'll ever have. Enjoy the moment.
So we'll now present the medals for the premiership team, the Huonville Lions. Number 2, Cameron Johns. Number 3, Daniel Golding. Number 6, the Barnacle, Reece Douglas. Number 7, the Gorringe Martin medalist, Reece Ward. Number 12, Liam Ward. Number 13, Dale Thorpe. Number 15, Thomas Keegan. Number 16, Tristan Barnett. Number 17, Alex Vincent. Number 18, Julian Parker. Number 20, William Leach medalist, Ethan Brock. Number 22, Matthew Schenk. Number 23, Adam Johns. Did it in bare feet too, not bad. Number 24, Will Coria. Number 28, Nikolai Housing. Number 29, Callum Rawson. Number 30, the Prince of Judbury, Michael Paul. Number 31, Dylan Hay. I think he might be in hospital, but number 33, Jack Houth, we must acknowledge him. Number 43, Waterproof Booth. Number 45, Andrew Moody. And number 21/56, Jimmy McIndoe. And of course, the coach, Billy Lamprell. To present the Premiership Cup, could I please ask the captain from the 2008 Premiership side for the Huonville Lions, Matt Quarrier, to come forward. And Jimmy McIndoe to come back to receive the Premiership Cup with the captain, Jimmy McIndoe. Come on forward to accept the cup there, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2020 Elevate Wealth Premiers, the Huonville Lions.
I'll tell you what, Peach, this weatherman of ours needs a rocket, because he said between 0.2 and 0.4 millimetres of rain.
Yeah, well,
that is absolute dross.
Well, Mickey Paul doesn't know it's raining at the moment, the way he's marking the ball. Brock at the back. Lay some pressure, Fox again. And a boundary throw in left forward pocket late, or probably midway through the third quarter. SFL Grand Final for 2020. The battle of the Huon, the two teams from south of the saddle.
Oh, Jennings.
That was clever. Bostock, snap, Bostock. We told him, we said his name. He's got involved, and now he's delivered with a 6-pointer, and he'll go and have a break and smack hay on the way.
And then just says
then apologise.
Gee, I tell you what, fellas, that got enough. The other one just quietly, that right-hand shoulder.
Got it away. The fist came from that man who's just gone to get it, and that's a great tackle again. Toby Cohen, my man, the logger, takes it at half-back with a brilliant tackle on Alex Vincent.
He looks for Paul. Paul drops it. Knock off the ball, look like a free kick, and I think it will be a free kick. And they're disappointed, but they're going to get it.
Go to Boscott. Boscott with his head over the footy.
He gave away 2 free kicks, and I criticised him. He's now won 4 in this quarter.
Lane takes the mark on the lead. Too far out to score, I think. He's got Fox with space, needs to pop it up into that area. Fox instead goes into the pocket, which is a tough kick and a tough mark. It's going to float over the back. Lane with a beauty from deep. And it takes special things to win a grand final. Is that enough?
How about that from Fox? He was still... Slow it down.
Slow it down here, Doreen. His kick goes long up towards Livingston, but a nice mark taken there by Tom Keegan. He's on. Works out okay to Ward. Liam Ward, that is. Not to be confused with his...
Is that on the full? No. He
No.
just sort of tricked us.
Yep. That kick's a scrubber. McIndoe's been very good. His kick is smothered. Now a chance here for Verrill, who got the handball over the top. Doreen got his handball off. Now running around is Gordon. Gordon with some time and space, going across the face of goal. Dangerous. Scotland saw Mickey Paul coming. That's a free kick. Umpire missed it. Mickey Paul does well. Makes advantage of a tough one.
Some cramp out there as well. You've got to say, it looked initially like an okay kick, but it's always dangerous when the ball's slippery, and that's what happened. You'll see on the Mood Food replay. Hoppy, any injury concerns down there because it's getting brutal.
There is one or two. There's a couple came off from Cygnet. That was interesting. That kick Huonville appealed for, but it actually came off their boot.
That's why I said if it's out of bounds on deliberate, I'm not here. Brock, smart, Shank, quick, around the corner. Here's a chance for McIndoe. He's wrapped up by Saul Boscott, who tried to tackle and kick it away. Chance over the back for Shank. Shank off the ground. Goal!
Oh, holy trousers. Martin Duffy.
Well, Huonville are in front by 3 points. Opportunistic stuff from Matthew Shank. What a game of footy we're watching here.
It's out of bounds on the ball, and Mickey Paul was there. And you know what, Tubes? It's so exciting. We've actually got a leak inside the commentary box right in front of me.
That's not a leak.
I don't know what's going on. No one's on top of us there. So
short one's on.
Yeah, should be kick. So Zeitzman's got the ball deep on half back. He looks for an option, decides. No, he's going to go. Well, he's undecided. Now he comes back this way. It's probably not the best one. He was looking for Scotland. Coming through was Johns, spinning around. Nearly clever by Johns. It's picked up here. Hay, tight. Hay swings. Hay goals. Massive moment for the Lions. Hay with a beauty. Opportunist. Worked his socks off. And Huonville have a little lead.
Well, when things get tight, the cream...
And the umpire, we'll see on the Mood Food replay, a little nudge in the side. Perfectly fine in a game of Aussie rules.
Well, Ethan Brock hasn't kicked a goal since the first term. He had an out on the full in the second. We haven't seen much of him in that third until now. This could be the sealer for the William Leach medalist.
What a moment.
Huge moment. In he comes to put them up by 15 points. What shoes has he got on today? In he comes, he likes it off the ground, he's fired up, Ethan Brock, through the middle for a goal. 3 goals to Ethan Brock. It's a 4-goal term in favour of Cygnet.
Brock gets 2 touches in the last quarter, it'll probably be 2 goals. And this is his second touch. He's certainly dangerous because he brings the ball to the ground. He's crafty. He nudges the ball. It's not a day as he pulls his underpants up, trying to dry the ball. That's probably the only dry bit on him at the moment, his underpants. So Ethan Brock to kick 2 goals in 2 minutes to make it very difficult for Cygnet. This is for Huonville. What's he done? That's what he's done. He's kicked a goal, and the Lions come in and they hug Ethan Brock, and that could be a stanza of 20 points, and 20 points too much for the Port.
Well, they've kicked 5 in this term, Peach, and
half back. They need to take some risks and get up the middle of the ground. That's not going to work. Shank in there, picked it up, tackled as he was about to kick the football. Kick off the ground. Get it over the boundary here. Douglas tight in the pocket.
Smart.
Brock picks it up. He's nudged off it. Off the ground. Hey, it's been barreled off the boundary. The goalkeeper. And a minor. Handy point.
Gee, they look a bit slow here, Cygnet.
Well, they've run out of puck. Boscott. He can't get it. Picked it up. Barnett. Hay turns around for the winner. Hay delivers in spring.
Sends it long. Boscott worked under the ball. Rawson takes a mark easy. And there it is. The siren goes on the Elevate Wealth SFL season. The grand final and premiers are the Huonville Lions. 13-7-85 defeat the Cygnet Footy Club. 8-9-57. And they're on the field from the Valley. What an entertaining game of footy we saw, Peach. Goal kickers for Cygnet. 3 to Josh Fox, 2 to Thor Boscott, Braden Livingston and Toby Cohen and Jordan Lane with 1 each. For the Huonville Lions, it was 4 to Mickey Paul, 4 to Ethan Brock, 2 to Dylan Hay, then singles to Tristan Barnett, Matt Shank. What a game of footy we saw.
Well, the Battle of the Huon has resulted in that. The team, one had to win, You felt both teams deserved it, but the run and energy of Huonville was just a little bit too much, and they take out the premiership. This lovely club, merged entity of Franklin and Huonville Bulldogs. They've joined forces and they've produced a grand final victory. I've got to say, so many good players I want to mention. Cameron Johns never plays a bad game. I love Reece Douglas's way. Reece Ward, such a versatile and athletic player.
Centrally located on Level 2, 15 Victoria Street in the heart of Hobart CBD, Elevate Wealth is the home for all your financial advice needs. Delivering financial advice to all Tasmanians, Elevate Wealth ensures it provides its clients with certainty, clarity and direction with confidence. Whether it's superannuation or investment advice, cash flow and budgeting, insurance or wealth protection, help with Centrelink or retirement planning, the team at Elevate Wealth are here to help. Elevate Wealth is a proud sponsor of the Southern Football League 2020 Final Series and is offering the local community a no-obligation, free advice consultation that can be registered via the following link. Elevate Wealth, supporting local grassroots football, building stronger ties with the Tasmanian local community.
At Clennett's Mitre 10, we've been around for a while. In the 1800s, we began carving a living from the forests of the south, learning to use the right tool for the job, making sure the job was done just right. Well, our history continues to shape our future. Mighty local, mighty helpful. Clennett's Mitre 10.
Right now, you need a property agent with skill and empathy. Call me today, Alison Rogers at EIS Property for your market appraisal.
Come on, Kyle, harden up, mate. Bit dusty there, buddy. Pipe down, pal. Looks like it's your lucky day, but
Bisley Workwear, we've got you covered.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
All it does is call. And when you hear it, then it's up to you to act. Know your limits and come back for them later. Forget yesterday and tomorrow. Be here now. Drive to the edge of the map and then drive further.